16 teams, $2 million, and a three-peat title to be defended. Welcome, everybody, to the first day of Rainbow Six Siege X at the Esports World Cup, live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm your host, Ginny, joined on the desk with Pengu and Dev. Hello, guys. Lovely to have you here.
Thanks for having us. It's great.
Yeah, holy crap. That introduction is so damn cool.
Thank you. I did a really good job of it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, take all the credit. Why don't you, Ginny? And I got to say, seeing Ian's beautiful face again for that cold open, we love that. Rainbow Six is here at EWC. And like you said, 16 teams and one big trophy. And of course, a three-peat title.
Absolutely.
It's never been done before.
No.
Could they make it 4?
That's a real question. But first, we have to state the inevitable, and that is, even though we are starting today with 16 teams, 8 of them are going to be on a flight back tomorrow because, well, maybe not tomorrow, depends on how long they want to stay, but 8 of them are going to be eliminated today. You have 2 best of ones to make it into the playoffs, and if you lose, you have that lower bracket as a lifeline, but that is so much pressure because it's only day 1.
It's a brutal schedule, but I think the double elimination setup will help them work, right? You go into this matchup, if you're a rookie or younger player, going, okay, we can throw one game, we can play poorly, whatever. We got a second lifeline here. That's going to help the younger, less experienced ones.
Well, I want to agree with you. We have seen before in Rainbow Six teams come into these international tournaments as their debut. We've got quite a few debutant teams here as well. Yep. They play one BO1, get sent down to the lower bracket, they play their BO3 on the same day, no less. And that's when things really start to hit the fan. It's not going to be easy for especially these debutant teams. We have a whole lot of dark horses come to play today.
We also have something that a lot of teams here are fighting for, especially Falcons, and that is going to be the club championship point, because some of these teams here have multiple rosters playing across multiple games. But besides listening to me trying to explain it, we actually have someone who took their time and sat down and made a little video, so let's have a look at that. Oh, it was a graphic, never mind. That's the event schedule. So we are week 4, week 5.
It's getting pretty damn deep, isn't it? And yeah, of course, we're going to be at the Amazon Esports Arena for all of the Rainbow Six stuff, particularly tomorrow. That's when things really start to get bigger. I was talking to Ian this morning. He's in his rehearsals for the big main stage. We got to see a little bit of a sneak peek of it yesterday. For now, we're over here in the area where we're playing out the start of the tournament here. We've got 3 streams on today, and man, it's going to be action-packed.
It is 4 best of 1s, 2 best of 3s, split across. ×2 split across.
Yeah, ×2 split across.
Streams. Dude, I can't do math that quick.
It's hard. It's a lot of siege.
Actually, no, that's the right way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't really see everything here, but behind us, we've got this beautiful setup, the stage where the players, we've already got Secret and Falcon setting up, but pretty much this exact same setup with our commentating panel and these guys is just replicated right next to us, like 10 meters that way, and then again another 10 meters. So we've got 3 streams going on today. We've got 6 teams in the arena right now.
That's like a really good job that you did at pitching this, but the Club Championship Point video now, for real this time, coming your way so that you guys know exactly what some of these teams are fighting for, besides just the glory of Rainbow Six Siege X.
This is the Esports World Cup Club Championship. Let's break down how it works. Clubs will be able to compete at the Esports World Cup and as many titles as they can qualify for. The clubs will then earn points based on their placement place first in at least one competition. At the end of the Esports World Cup, the 24 clubs with the highest number of points will earn a share of the 27 million. With the winner taking home a staggering $7 million. Who will rise above and write their place in history? Watch it all here at the Esports World Cup.
Something to really keep in mind here is that Falcons won the club championship last year specifically. This year, they were on a pretty unfortunate streak, if I do say so myself, but they managed to get the first title in Overwatch 2 last Sunday, which actually now does qualify them for the club championship points, and it puts them in first. But the Siege
This roster's won 3 times in the past, right?
Yes.
They are the GOATs of EWC. This is how it's going to go. Everyone thinks they're going to win again because there's something magic about them playing at this tournament, but they haven't had the best state so far in this year. So going into this, the expectations is, can they even make it to top 4?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, got Team Falcons who are already won this 3 times.
Yeah, we'll revisit that once it's time to talk about Siege happening across a lot of things, but that's not the only game that is happening here this week. We also have Call of Duty Warzone and EAFC 2025, which the LCQ also wrapped here.
That they're from in Brazil. We've seen a lot of other teams that have had their quiet moments now coming back into play. NIP, for example, haven't seen them around.
Yeah, they're back.
Yeah, they're right back. They're in for it. But yeah, of course, Team Liquid won't make it. Like I said, it's Gen G and VP are the other contenders that could potentially be making a splash in Rainbow Six. Unlikely though, it's more likely to be teams like G2, if there are any, Furia or FaZe, that are likely to steal the candy away from Team Falcons in Rainbow Six.
Ooh, steal the candy away. Or, if anything, crush their keys, because that is a big part of the competition here at EWC. And if you guys would like to know exactly how that plays out, let's have a look at another explainer so you can wrap your head around it a little.
No competition is as ruthless as the Esports World Cup. Its trophy system is no exception. The Club Championship Trophy, awarded to the one club that rose above the rest and reigned supreme across all EWC games. The Game Trophy, when a competitor closes their eyes, it's all they see, and it's not complete until it's sealed with a champion's key. Every participant earns a key engraved with their name. That's their right to compete. This year, returning champions hold a key unlike any other. Only one can place their key into the Game Trophy and become an EWC champion. The frame of the champion's key is embedded into the totem, a stone marker of legacy displaying every champion of the year. The keys of the eliminated will be crushed. The champions select 3 broken keys as a personal token, a reminder of who they have humbled. Beneath the totem, a resin block holds the remaining keys, a graveyard of fallen contenders. Will your dreams be broken or your name carved in gold and stone? At EWC, nothing is granted, everything is earned.
A little extra touch this year that I think personally is absolutely incredible is the fact that the key crusher is on the stage.
Yep.
Like, you're sitting there, you just beat the other team. Their fans, most likely, especially for Falcons, like, can you imagine crushing Falcons keys, their hopes, their dreams, in front of their fans? Oh
Yeah, there's also a private Heroes Lounge upstairs in the player area that only the championship players from last year have access to. And if you knock out that team, you take their spot, the players can waltz on in just like they're the new heroes.
I love the concept. I love that you can take those like 3 memorable teams and say we want to represent this in our trophy as well, to showcase like who you beat or what kind of rivalry that you might have. Super cool concept.
Yeah, and the thing is, there are a couple of teams that are competing here this time around. 16, as we touched upon earlier today, with 8 of them going home by the end of today already. Now, we have a mixture from APAC, from Brazil, from NA, from EU, EML. So I'm going to be looking at the Brazil teams. I think they are always pretty much... I mean, come on. What do you mean, okay?
Okay. I feel like you take the easy one, right?
How many times did you get wiped out by Brazil, bro?
Okay.
That is a low blow.
It's getting personally. I'm just saying, that's like the easy one, right? Brazil have been the GOATs for like 3 years straight now in Siege.
They have been.
It's an easy pick.
Except when it comes, surprisingly, to Riyadh, when it came to EWC last year. Again, Falcons were the ones who won it. The BDS roster now on Falcons. So this, for Falcons, I mean, everybody's going to keep their eyes on them regardless, as you've already touched upon, the fact that they've been able to win titles 3 times back-to-back-to-back in Riyadh. That puts a target on their back. But we also have to highlight the fact that when we're looking at EML, G2 were the ones that came out on top. So they're that first seed that people are also looking to take down.
Sure, so those are the favorites, your teams like Falcons, G2, FaZe, Furia. But in terms of dark horses, I really want to shed some light on teams like Shopify, SSG, DZ, and also I'm going to throw you a curveball, and yes, I'm an APAC boy. B&K Furia.
Yes!
These Korean roster, they're a brand new super team in Korea, and yeah, like the Koreans are pretty damn good at esports.
You just did the thing. You said the word super team, and once you said that, you like cursed the team for the rest of their existence.
I'm
Why
sorry,
would you do that, James?
They've already come through. In the APL, we've had all of these import rosters teams forming from Brazilian or European players competing with these APAC teams that historically have struggled, and every single APAC sub-region defeated the incoming imposters, and Furex are a perfect example of that, taking down the D+, Brazilian D+ roster, by the way, and they're my dark horse favorite for the tournament.
And I'm with you, because they have mechanical skill, that's one thing, right? But APAC typically in Siege lack depth. They don't have strats, they don't have counter strategies, they fall flat in best of 3s, they have like small map pools. Furex, they got it all. Bigger map pool, depth, because Dark, their coach from Brazil, has that experience, and they got good individual players. They do have
you guys
everything
are trying
you
to
need.
sell me. You know, we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna talk about these teams and who's the dark horse and who's the contender. But first, we need to talk about the prize pool. We need to talk about the money on the line. That besides the club championship points, these teams are gonna be taking home. It's $2 million in total because we also have 16 teams competing this year. $750 for the first team.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of money. I mean, for reference, like the Rainbow Six SI, like the World Championship for Six Invitational specifically, that's a $3 million prize pool. This is almost as much as that. You've got the majors that have a $750,000 prize pool. First place at this event is more than, or as much as the entire major prize pool for Rainbow Six. So really, there is so much money behind this EWC tournament.
It's also really important to highlight that even though you could go home today, placement still matters, because 9 to 12 of $40,000 and 13 to 16. So you don't want to be the first one out. Of course, you never want to be the first one out. Actually, one of the questions that I asked some of the players yesterday on Media Day was, who is most likely to bomb out in last place? So I'm going to let you guys simmer on that as we're going to be looking at the bracket, because I need that answer. Who do we think is going to bomb out? But the bracket is already putting into perspective the matches that we're going to be looking at today, starting off with Group A. This is going to be across the B stream and the C stream as well. So we have Genji going up against G2, Weibo Gaming, Shopify, BNX Furex against Versus Pro, FaZe Clan, and Dark Zero. I want to watch the FaZe Clan Dark Zero game so badly. If there's any game you're tuning in today, make sure it's that one and SSG W7M. Because again, SSG #1 in NAL. You're going up against W7M. Bit of a history between these two teams that we're going to dive into once we get to that point. But Group B, if either one of you had to choose a matchup here.
For Group B?
Group A can also be. Okay.
I can't do it, James.
At the risk of sounding cliche, there are a lot of really tight matches. So me and Pengu, we casted Team Falcons versus Team Secret, which is our first match today, so I won't go too hard on it. But that was a lower bracket final in EML, and that was a phenomenal game. Both teams are really in form. I personally, my bias, I'm really excited to see Enterprise, the Aussie boys, at their first event. They're going up against NIP, you know, former world champions who have lived in the shadows for a couple of years now. It's their first event in 18 months on the international stage.
Woo.
So I'm actually going to say Enterprise NIP could be a surprisingly entertaining game.
They just get back into the saddle, warm up a little bit, but it is a best of one. And we're going to highlight that on the schedule as well when it comes to the games that we're going to be looking at today here on the A stream. Falcons against Secret, SSG W7M, Furia OXG. OXG getting their trial by fire on this international. We've seen them, I mean, to be completely fair, looking at the NAL and having worked the NAL, I don't think OXG was on my list of teams here. I think that was going to be M80.
Yeah.
So I am very proud of them for being able to make it here. But now immediately going up against Furia, that is like, you guys got to hit the ground running.
You do. It's a big surprise, like you said. I also personally had M80 being that team in their stead, but OXG as an org, they had the experience in the past,
Absolutely.
right? Then they kind of fell off. They disappeared internationally. They made some roster changes, and I was thinking to myself,
They made roster change after roster change.
yeah, they
roster
made
change,
a couple
after
of
roster
them.
change,
And now they're
another
here.
roster change.
It worked
Yeah.
out. You know, they, you know, I don't know, sure. OXG, I think they have what it takes domestically. I think internationally, they gotta get warmed up again. Going against Furia, yes, it's a brutal one, but it's the strongest competition.
Yeah.
That means that you're gonna get the best possible warm-up for this event.
I know, I'm a Furia boy. I love those guys. And
That's
they
easy,
also...
but yeah, we all are.
They are back into it as well. Like we saw in Rio at the kickoff event at Reload, they were champions again.
They were
You know,
hungry.
it's been a year and a half since they raised the trophy in Brazil at Six Invitational 2024. I think that they could get back into it.
Yeah, and we have Falcons arriving, the Jamil Motorsports arrivals here. I mean, also, you gotta walk from the player lounge to here. A little bit of a walk, a little bit of a heat.
It's
Heard
hot.
they got their sunscreen.
You know, maybe that's just the warm-up that you need. Maybe that is why they do so well here, because it's so
Sure.
hot. They warm up before they even start the game.
That certainly could be an angle. I'm excited for Secret, just like their store as a team, young players, not having been here before for the majority of the entire roster. And I feel like they're a team that has a lot to prove, but at the same time, they don't really have that much to prove because what do we realistically expect from them?
That's right. I mean, Team
win?
Secret...
I don't know if we do, though. I don't know if we do. Like, if
Didn't
they
you
do it...
like 1v5 almost? No, that was
What?
GK.
That was-
GK. Uncle got it, though.
No. So I feel like there's a lot of exciting things with Secret, and of course, like longevity
For sure.
here, because they're young players.
They very much are. In fact, this is the youngest team at the tournament for Rainbow Six. And in fact, Falcons are the oldest team at the tournament for Rainbow Six. So it's a bit of an old versus
Boomer
the young.
versus Zoomer.
Exactly.
Who's
that.
better?
And of course, Team Secret, for the longest time, they just sat in that lower middle pack of EU, and everyone was thinking, when the hell are we going to see something? They made some controversial roster changes back in the day,
Yeah.
and now they're this really stacked, young, talented roster. 5 players from 5 different European countries as well. A true beachhead of what European Siege can be.
Yes.
On the flip side, Falcons, of course, primarily a French roster with a couple of Spanish thrown in the works as well. But man, they are in form at the moment.
Yeah, for Falcons specifically, I think a lot of questions were regarding communications and how they're going to be able to do that. But they've proven that that is something that they've ironed out. And it's just a team that is so incredibly talented. Like, you look at this roster, and there isn't a single player that you can point out as, like, maybe slacking or the player that's not measuring up. And to do that with Shaiko on the team, with Leakyfac, and you're still measuring up to that, like, that's incredible. That's so scary.
Yeah, the big thing for me is that Leakyfac as a leader, as an IGL, he's super smart, he's super passionate, but also individually, he can show up on the server as an entry, as a flex player, and just lead the team from the front. Speaking to a lot of pro players here, most people say that Leakyfac is the perfect Siege pro player because he plays the game a ton outside of scrims. He's always thinking about the game, strategizing, and trying to come up with solutions for the roster. This guy does everything for this team.
Yeah. You've got arguably one of, if not the best, IGL in Rainbow Six right now in Leakyfac. You've got one of the best support players in Breed 8. You've got this amazing fragging duo of Solotov and Users, and then you've got bloody Shaiko. He's just Shaiko.
And to be fair, this being an EML rematch, I think for both of these teams is actually quite a nice position to be in. Because on the other hand, like, you're looking at teams that are going up against international opponents. Here, Falcons is going up against Team Secret, and it's no secret that they've played each other before. I am never doing that again. They have played each other before. This is like a rematch of that EML lower bracket, so they are familiar with the ways.
Yeah, they are. And looking at individual players here, Noah joined the European Pro League in 2021 Stage 1 for TT9 Esports. Terrible team, top of the roster, I'm sorry. He had the worst rated or performance of any player that stage. Now he's like, what, number 5 for this one 2 years later. No one was a player who came to Pro League we're thinking he's not good enough, get him out. Now he is one of the absolute best in the region and the 2nd rated player for his entire team here at Secret. We can actually say, look out for this guy. He's the real deal.
He's also only been on the team for a couple of months as well. Him and Mowgli, kind of the center force of those controversial roster changes I talked about in Team Secret. as they made those controversial roster changes, they shot to the top. Crazy to think that Mowgli, who kind of perceived as a bit of a young...
No, that's the thing. He was disciplined.
Where do you think his hair went?
Oh, that was Fabian, by the way. That was way in the past, okay? It's an ongoing issue. No, he's great.
Either way, this is something to look forward to. I mean, of course, it is something we're looking at because, again, I mean, first of all, it is Falcons, and they are defending that title. And if you get to knock Falcons into that lower bracket on the first game, just imagine how much that means and how much motivation and just courage that means for the rest of the day, because you need to win one more and then you're done.
It's also a big grudge match for Secret as well, who are actually eliminated from EML by Falcons in that lower bracket final. Secret would have made it to the grand final if it wasn't for the guys sitting opposite them today. So a big opportunity of revenge for this team.
Could also be a little scary then, because you're like, oh, we didn't win before. It is Falcons, three-peat. There's something in the air when it comes to Riyadh, where they always do really well, and now we have to play them first. It's like, oh.
Yeah, also looking at Doom, he had a really poor stage at the kickoff reload event. He was like one of the lowest rated players, and that's unlike him. Doom has been a menace online. So fantastic in the server. We're on LAN now. Different environment. Some players, they crumble. They play worse. They play better. We gotta look out for Doom. Can he show up today? Because his team needs him on the front lines. And if he doesn't show up, I don't think he can beat Falcons.
Yeah, one of the best entry players in EML, actually, and he was the third best player in the region this past stage, but like you said, the question is, can he convert online performance into LAN?
That is a question that we're going to have answered at some point today as we are preparing to head into our first match. But I think as well, Falcons needs to be highlighted a little bit here. We've sung their praises and we said a lot of good things about them, but then for me it's like they didn't live up to those expectations by getting that first place in EML. It was G2 who've done that, and then to me, that brings the question, what is not working? Because individually, these players are... So, is it the systems? Is there something else that we're not seeing just yet that could be creeping up here because it is a LAN event, which makes things a little bit more different? Yeah, the question remains for Falcons, like, what the hell happened last year? I mean, these are the guys that have back-to-back 3 times now won the events here at EWC in Riyadh, and yet making every single major grand final last year in Manchester and in Montreal, and failing both times. The team that was regarded as the best team in the world, but still has not raised a trophy at a major or at a invitational in the last however many years. EWC, though, is their home, and I think that's what they can slip into, the nice comfort of knowing, look, whenever we come here, this is our ground. But it's not that comfortable, because if you lose today, you go to that lower bracket. If you go to that lower bracket, it's bye-bye, and you have to go back home. So, or home, unless this is home. You know where I'm going out with this. But I think that also adds a lot more pressure because it is a best of one. It's not like, okay, we're going to warm up, we're going to play our first game, we're going to come up with some new strats, we're going to have a map pool, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like, you hit the ground running, you got to go. So speaking of, you got to hit the ground running and got to go, are there maps that we think would favor both of these teams equally, or will this be more of a one roster going for a one type thing? Do we want to go back to the basics? Do you want to make things a little bit more complicated? So many things to think of when you only have one shot. Yeah, can I give you a wish list?
Okay.
Who's learned the more lessons and who can get the last laugh?
I like that. The only thing about Lair that I don't like, however, is that if you have a very slow start, you're gonna feel like you're suffocating in the server.
You just hate that map, bro.
You can't figure out your opponent. You just cannot figure out your opponent. It's not like a Chalet or good old Clubhouse or Oregon when that was in the map pool where you always have like a plan B, plan C type thing. Lair, you're often committed to the first strat. If that doesn't work, you gotta go for broke. I don't think Falcons are good at that playstyle. I think they need their plan to work, and I don't think the map favors them that
What if I burst both of your bubbles completely and I tell you that we're gonna go to Skyscraper?
That's a
in a
fresh one.
hypothetical world, what would we do?
So I'm looking at Team Falcons, and it's not a map that they love, but not a map that they hate, and they haven't played it for a hell of a long time either.
Early BDS days, I want to say they were really good at it, though.
Yeah, look, I'm going to actually have to roll back my stats a little bit further because
The fact that it's unexpected then.
Hit this map either in stage 1, so they're gonna go in very much in the unknown.
Have you got whose map this is, Jenny? Who's the ones picked
Yeah, who
this?
picked it? So last ban was secret, so it was Falcons,
who picked it.
Yeah, wow. So Falcons haven't played this map since they played it against the Chiefs 265 days ago in November last year, and that wasn't even this Falcons roster.
Oh,
that was the
different.
previous Falcons roster. So that means that ever since becoming Falcons, ever since this roster became with this organization, they haven't played this map.
I mean, that's one way to really make a statement for your first game here on LAN, to go for a map. I haven't actually seen you guys play before. Uh-oh. I would be a little worried, because I'm like, what are we heading into?
Yeah, I mean, either Falcons trolled, or they're gonna get stumped, you know.
This is either genius or madness.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing from the side of Falcons out these rounds, which even if strategy goes completely out the window because it's their first time playing this map, when we are measuring up individual players one by one on the side of Secret, it could give Falcons an advantage as both teams are heading into the unknown.
The average in the league was 9.5, so they've been crushing it super hard, winning individual 1vx's.
And with that, we're also ready to head into our first game here on the A stream. Falcons going up against Secret with Dev and Penger.
Thank you very much, Ginny. I can hear already the players firing up behind us on the stage, and if ball your way.
Throw it. I'll catch it.
I was ready Team Falcons play this map, but it was 3 months ago.
Okay, still a long time away.
A long time ago. It was against W7M, and they did lose it. So it's definitely a map that Falcons have reintroduced into their map pool more recently. They've been reworking it.
Yeah.
And they've certainly come into today expecting to throw something. They want a new battleground for Team Secret. Like you said, we've seen these guys play 5 maps against each other in the last 2 months. They want a fresh start.
Yeah, and I think that's the right approach right now, because you're getting let's say a bad ending to the stage, but a good stage overall. You want to fix up what you learned towards the end. But I think for Falcons, it's been a very progressive thing where they haven't been as good as we wanted or expected from them since the very beginning, and therefore they've had to reiterate week by week and day by day. They've had more time, I would say, to change things for the bigger picture. And speaking to League Effect yesterday, I was like, League Effect, do you think the operator ban system has negatively impacted you guys as a team? And I thought he was going to say yes, honestly, because the only big change from, from the old BDS to now the current Falcons roster has been Siege X launch. And the biggest thing in that, launch was the operator ban system. He said no. He likes the system. He thinks it favors them because they can now toy with the enemy and target ban more specific operators. Yet we
have decided to do here. The big one they're getting rid of is the Deimos. So deadly when you've got a good player on that Deimos going below, putting a lot of vertical pressure on, hunting down those roamers, and the Blackbeard as well. I mean, you've got a lot of shields available. You decide it's pick your poison or pick which one you don't want to play against the most. And in this case, that's the Blackbeard, the shield with the rifle. On the flip side, though, Secret are trying to make their attack a little bit more easy, but getting rid of the hard breach denial, the Kite and the Bandit.
Yeah, it is one of those cases where often we'll see the attackers ban the Kite, and then we expect, if you will, the defenders to ban like double hard breach operators. And what that does, you kind of nullify the hard breaching destruction, but by Falcons banning out the individually strong operators, like the Blackbeard, like the Deimos or a Grim or something like that, it's going to mean that I think the defenders are favored more now, because you have so many strong defending operators, like the Fenrir, like the Asami, like the Goy, like the Lesion, that's gonna make the gunfighting more difficult for Secret. If you're starting on the attack in Secret, you need those gunfights to be easy. Because getting in the building on Skyscraper can often be the #1 difficulty.
You're telling me, but now that's not going to be a fun time for Secret as they kick off this attack. 1 minute down, and it looks like they're just poking and prodding around the map, trying to figure out where they're going to get some free ground, where they're going to really have to fight for control.
A classic opening match here on LAN. It's often much more slow-paced because you're a bit nervous, gotta settle into it, new desk, new chair situation. And I think starting defense, for that reason, will always be the biggest factor. Falcons are gonna fall back. They start an office, killed a couple of drones, fell back to Dragon, killed a couple of drones, now they're back by the bomb, so they're playing the layers game. And they got verticality downstairs with a C4 pocket of leaky fac.
Oh, here we go, Noah. Come on, round the corner. This finally opens the equation here. The Falcons, however, he's caught downstairs and he's going to have to come back up.
Oh, man.
It's an easy lockdown from Secret on that bomb site with the diffuser being confirmed. Users, he's still waiting. My God, that fire took forever. And finally, he can start making his move. A 1v4. They know exactly where he is. They hear him, they see him, and Mowgli shuts him down.
Not a lot of life there for Falcons. I mean, yeah, they played the layer scheme of falling back, but then just kind of sitting there, not doing a whole lot, and they were eventually forced to swing the 3 versus 5 thing, guys. If you don't swing now, they're going to execute. It's gonna be over. I want to see more life from Falcons moving around the map saying, hey guys, they're in Dragon, either we're not gonna peek them, or you go, hey, who can peek them with me? Let's go 2 versus 1, because mind you, Noah pushed up aggressively as Capital, 1 versus 1. If he dies, no Capital fire, no smoke, and you play the 5v4 by the bomb site. Now Falcons, they're laughing. But because they risked the 1 versus 1, and they lost the gunfight right here, I mean, it's not a hard gunfight to win if you're Falcons, right? Imagine there's 2 bodies waiting for Noah. It's a complete freebie.
Yeah. It was a big opening kill there for Noah. Strange to see Falcons already so severely on the back foot on the defensive side of such a defensive-favored map. So Secret off to a flying start.
Might just come down to the fact that Secret, they were so slow early on. They wouldn't expect them to actually speed up, because Noah very much went from 0 to 100 very quickly. But that's what happens when you give up map space. The attackers are supposed to take it as quickly as possible if they have the confidence to do so, which, I mean, I highlighted Noah in the intro segment. He's been that kind of guy right now. Despite playing Capital, despite being a more support flex-oriented player, when he has to show up, he will do so. And that's the big thing for these 2 teams. Falcons and Secret both have 5 really great individual players who can all make the hero play if they find an opportunity for it.
Yeah, that they can. Well, it's switching things up on the defense now. We're moving over to our second choice bomb site, Exhibition. And Secret, the question is, are they clear once again, or are they going to focus up more directly? But you've got a Clash to deal with, you've got Mira.
What about you, Till?
Very hard to go for a direct attack when you've got to clear a lot of this. However, that's an early Ash breach to dismantle that Mira window.
Look at the air jet down here to nullify the Clash from going aggressive. There it is, successful. Burns the one on my magnet. Now they could try and play for a retake. If you either go in with the Clash, fall down, or a teammate, for example, walks in for the Clash, you protect him afterwards. The thing is, Falcons, do you want to aggress forward? Do you want to peel back and just, again, let Secret have that space for free? It's your choice, and so far they're going to say, no, we'll fall back. Because so far, Secret haven't done much yet in this round.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to go for a map clear here, Pengu. Now, I noticed but both the mirrors are now open / broken. So Falcons have to be a little bit careful on site.
Sosmic Scarabs being spent earlier, still outside the building are mostly attacking players. Adrian now on Capital instead. Backstabbing from Geisha. There we see Savage on the Heartbreacher.
This is awkward.
This is very awkward. This is why the mirror is so genius, because you can't thermite the wall, you can't really ace Selma charge. You're stuck on the Hibana. It's a slow, tedious process, but I think they've done a pretty good job, actually. It's not perfect, but they can into the building, yeah.
Yeah, and so now focusing up on the site. Meanwhile, Team Secret do have a couple of boots in the building on the opposite side of the map as they can start making their way forward. Ooh, this is a funny, cheeky little spot here from Leakafak, and he'll take down Mowgli very early on. The youngest player from Falcons killing the oldest player from Team Secret. And it's a good start here for the defensive side. Wow, this looks like it's going to be a desperate attempt from Noah, who jumps straight on inside. He's going to get swung. He'll be taken down. And this was a very uninspired execute now from Secret. As soon as the first domino fell, every other one followed suit. A 1v5 becomes a 1v4 for Adrian, but he's got to deal with the clash. And Falcons get their first round on the board.
Just a full-on lockout. I mean, already in the operator pick phase, getting the mirror and the clash on the board, just making it look so difficult for Secret to get anywhere on the map. Secret, in simple terms, they need the opening kill. They need that 5v4, need to force manpower advantage because they don't get to the bomb site in a 5v5. So either the rounds will be lost or won, often on the map clear. First round, Noah goes on Dragon, gets the kill. Second round, you try and backstab for Mowgli, dies. If Mowgli had gotten that kill, you get a lot of maps. You get backstab pressure, and again, you can just overwhelm the side players because they're playing the clash as well. That's one less gun unless you put down that shield. So Falcons looking good in the second round, I will say. I was worried that they're going to be very passive, but then they bring the utility, but they played aggressively, right? Taking those fights.
Yeah, absolutely. So Falcons are going to continue changing up these bomb sites, Pengu. They're going to go downstairs to Barbecue Kitchen. What do you think of this bomb site? Because there's definitely a love-hate relationship a lot of people have with this one.
So I like it when I play it in ranked because I will just reinforce every geisha wall. I'll cancel barricade the hallway and the window, and I'm watching the entire both bomb sites from the verticality, and I'm so happy. In pro play that doesn't work. Okay, you cannot do that.
They will hunt you down.
Yeah,
they will kill you.
They will take you down. Yeah. And there are cheeky plans what you can do in Barbecue beneath a desk where you can't see it from the vert, but whatever. I think this competitively is a very hard bomb site to play because it actually comes down to everywhere but the bomb site. You don't play on the site itself. You just have one guy like Brita here, kind of lingering in Barbecue, restaurant, just so they can't rush the bomb site. It's about everything else. The upstairs, the roam, the extension. And as a roamer, I'm not very good at that role, so I find it very difficult. But Falcons, this speaks to their playstyle, because again, individual players will be in their individual spots and shutting down the entries. And Secret, again, they have to work on step one the hardest, getting inside the building, getting a foothold that they can work from, and that's hard. They got double drone operators here, Savage on Twitch, Doom on the Brava. They're trying to get as much done as early in the round as possible, hacking gadgets, destroying them, cameras, so that when they do get in the building, they've already spent their resources and they have free guns to do the inter job.
Yeah, it's a lot of just fishing for info, isn't it?
Yeah, tons. I mean, could just be gap finding right now, the new style of Siege. Look where the gap is, take the gap, abuse it.
Yeah, and a few teams have done that as well as G2, with both of these teams obviously played a lot of in EML. Unfortunately for them, both of them lost to G2 in the EML.
G2 are back.
Here comes the Logic Bomb, and a kill for Shaiko. Where was Savage? The problem here with the Logic Bomb play, right, is as soon as that call starts to ring on out, the defense knows, all right, well, they're making a move, so let's just watch out for rats in the rafters. Leakafak doubles up, and Secret one by one falling. This gap finding certainly has not worked out for them.
The issue is that 3 people outside the building when the first guy fell, so it's like you're doing the Dokkaebi call, like you said it so well, it tells Falcons, hey, something's up, they're going for something. But they're not really going for a lot because there's 2 people in the building, 3 people on the exterior, and they're not like they're cutting off very good rotations either. They're just on a very loud window rappel, watching a bit of a whatever angle, if you will. And Secret die before they make it into anywhere, really. And now, look at Adrian, look at Mowgli. What are they gonna do? One guy's stuck on the balcony with his legs, one guy's stuck on rappel. And they literally cannot get inside.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
They're trying to work together to flush Leakafak into the player on the rappel, but it's not seemingly gonna work because Adrian, oh my god, they know he's on that rappel, so they're not going to expose to him. However, there's a direct trade. Adrian finds one. Shaiko has been taunting Mowgli in the all chat. And it's Mowgli's turn now to make a move. 1v4, they know exactly where he is. He's doomed to die, but he may as well give it a go. 10 seconds left to play. The round is for Falcons. Mowgli, it's just a matter of time, mate. You got to give it your all. You got to give it a go. 2 players swing him, and Falcons take the lead.
Oh my. I feel like Secret right now are thinking, oh, I wish we were defending. Like, look how easy those rounds are, right? They don't do a whole lot for Falcons. But it comes down to the shortcomings from Secret. You see right now Savage, the player in the middle there, being very vocal with his teammates, probably saying, guys, we gotta fix it, we gotta get in the building, we gotta actually just don't be scared. Because what I'm seeing is Mowgli on window repel refusing to go in. We see Adrian on the Ibana refusing to go in, playing a little bit too scared on the server. Now the Dokkaebi ban comes out from Falcons, a clear target ban to the roam clearing capabilities of Team Secret, and they respond with the Asami. Now the Asami has mostly been spent around the bomb site for Falcons, so it hasn't been a huge deal so far. Yes, Mowgli down to a Asami barricade in the second round, but like that could have been happened regardless. I want to see Secret with more punch. I want to see a shield operator or a Grim or just some pace setting right now. Because if you're Secret and you hit the ground running at this event, you gotta show us at least 1 or 2 rounds of aggression in the attack, saying, hey, we're not afraid to take risk. We'll try and go for this kind of quick play.
Yeah. And this is the danger as well. Playing a BO1 on a map where defense has favor, like it's Secret who got that last ban, right? And that means Falcons get to choose which side they start. Of course, they're going to pick defense. And Secret are like, oh, damn, would have been really nice to be on defense right now, wouldn't it? Just got to weather the storm for 6 rounds. And they've already got, in theory, half of the par required. If you're on attack and you get 2 rounds, you're probably pretty happy with that. You can make a comeback from a 2-4 deficit.
Yeah, I think it's just important when you get those rounds. Let's say you get the first 2 rounds, you lose 4 straight. You go into a defense, that doesn't feel good. Yeah. Let's say you go at 1-3 in the first half and 1-3 in the second half, so to speak, on the quarter. All of a sudden, you're like 2-4, you're happy. You got a round every now and again. Secret, they gotta just like stay composed. That's the one thing right now, because they are younger, they are less experienced. Falcons, they've shown us mental boom before in grand finals, where a player will shut down and not get the kills, not get the performance, and then they don't recover. This is not a grand final. I don't think Falcons have any fear of shutting down mentally. This is the start of a long tournament for them.
That's
so
right.
Secret, it's like, okay, guys, we're not playing like we agreed on. What the fluff?
Yeah. BO1s are a comfortable battleground for Falcons. Hello, Blitz. Savage makes his presence very much known, and Leak Effect runs away, tail between his legs, but not before a few warning shots are fired.
Nobody on Dragon Window. I mean, Mowgli's out there, hasn't opened up the window itself, and they don't cut off the rotation, so they're letting Falcons move back towards the bomb side. What they're doing right now, they got the hammer. They're shot. Wait, no anvil. They don't meet the metal anywhere, so don't get those kills. Like speed of where to go and when to.
That gas completely minces him. Tiniest amount of HP.
He can't push this now.
And still 2 gases left for Brede. Shaiko goes big. It's a massive jump out. And poor Mowgli is all alone here. He's about to get swung. And Brede doesn't give a damn about those air jabs. He'll take the kill anyway. Who's finally gotten himself into it. He's found 2 kills, but Falcons keep on throwing bodies, and they take him down. A 3v1 now for Falcons. And all that Secret have left is this very lonely Blitz. Caught in 4K on camera, Goomine in his foot. He'll have to take it on out, and he will be chased on down by Leak Effect. The Falcons are circling.
Looking good. I love that aggression from Falcons at the right opportune moments. This is what I wanted to see from them the very first, also the second round, because they were waiting for Secret to get into the right spot for them. When Blitz is stuck on the staircase, in a goo mine, in the smoke from the toxic base from the smoke, and then they double jump out the Dragon Window, take care of the balcony player. They're all swinging with so much intent and timing.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want to see from them. Now again, Secret, it's been further proven to us they cannot control the pace. When you're attacking Skyscraper, it's so important because, again, you're not going to get anywhere. I assume there's a tactical timeout taken from Secret, if I had to guess, because, yeah, Twister's talking. Yeah. It's a lot of...
Where's Julio going, though?
Oh, dude, he's vibing.
Is he? Oh, he's sitting behind the players, talking to them, yeah. I'm looking behind myself right now, trying to find these coaches, and they're all crouching behind the players. Twister's got a lot to say to Secret as well. obviously the onus is very much on Secret to come back here. There's still a chance that they find the next 2 rounds and then things look really pretty. Even 1 round is par for the course. But for Falcons, with how dominant that past round was, this is where they can really run away with it.
Looking at Secret, I mean, you can't take too much away right now, but it's only Twister that was talking. The players not really turning around looking at their coach either. They're at their monitor. Sure, they're locked in. I think a bit of nerves here from the side of Secret. I mean, we say they're young, they're aggressive, they're confident. They haven't shown us that yet.
No.
And this is not just a case of Falcons are playing well. This Falcons are playing well, they're doing what they have to do on Skyscraper defense, and this is Secret generally looking a bit scared in the server. I mean, they got the blitz, and they're shoving away the roamers, and no one's catching them.
Something that we talked a lot about in the previous stage, Banger, is sometimes it's better to lose quickly or win quickly. Don't spend your whole round, you know, petering around the map, trying to poke and prod here. What do we do? Send it. We saw it in that first round. Even if Noah had died on that opening engagement, at least it's a bit of fire. And at least it's a change of pace that Falcons might not be predicting, because Falcons have well and truly controlled the pace. So much so that in that last round, they're like, guys, these guys are sitting out on balconies, they're sitting on rappels, let's just jump at them.
Yeah. No, I think you're so right about that. I think Secret, what they need is one guy to lead the charge and go, I don't care about what happens to me. It's about what happens from the play that I'm making from the rest of my team. We haven't seen someone willingly just take a fight and be like, guys, follow me, just trust the process. And now we're back on the office bomb side with the bunch of utility, right? Again, the mirror windows, the clash, neither of which are banned because the Asami got chosen instead. Secret, they got good tools here to deal with it. Again, the Skyros for the wall.
But where's the Ash? That's my question. We had an Ash last time to deal with the mirror window on site.
We did. Now we got Sophia and Flores instead, a bit of soft destruction, which again doesn't really fix the problems.
I don't like the Flores. I think it's a bit of a wasteful pick. The Zoph makes sense when you've got to deal with that clash. You got 2 concussions and 2 explosives. Still not a hard counter, but it can certainly help. But I think Mowgli, really, he's mainly just targeting the Vulcan canisters and the barbed wire, but there's so much more to deal with. And Savage has been swung. That's your Hibana. Solotov, with the ACOG on that vector, finds the head.
You know you've messed up and Falcons swinging you on the exterior repels, watching a small breach. I mean, that's overconfidence that makes Falcons so scary in the server. A rappel on in.
Oh, this is free. It's a free kill.
Oh, the timing, though, a little bit too slow. Risky play from Mowgli. Works out. It's on the balcony, but what's the next step? I mean, how are you going to push the clash? Probably not. Sophia on the other side of the building can't deal with that operator. So if you pick the Sophia to deal with the clash in the wrong side of the map, you're not going to be able to deal with her at all now.
No.
In the wrong spot, buddy.
Adrian is soloing on the side of the map in through Geisha, and now he goes in with another concussion. He knows where that clash is, but likely Falcons will have players in position to support. He sees that clash make his way in. This is when we need to see explosivity from Team Secret. They are whittling down the Nan count, and Breed 8 goes down as well. It's a 2v2 in the best shot that Secret have had in 3 rounds to try and find one of their own. Users will fall as well. Adrian popping off in this round, and it comes down to Leakafat. He spots out Doom, so low on HP. Big 3K for the young gun, and Secret are finally on the board.
Win the clash, 2v1 them, take down the Legion first, hold the angles. That is the exact thing that we've been wanting to see from Secret. And they did it together, despite losing a play early.
Oh, 3-2. 1 round left in it for Secret to tie things up. Peters did get, and even like you said, the confidence that Falcons conjured up to go for swings like that. This is how you deal with a clash. You get up nice and close and throw at Falcons.
Look at the lineup right now from Falcons. It's kind of scouting the Ella, the Valkyrie, the Legion. This is different kind of...
Very trappy.
Very trappy. And I think they're expecting either some lurkers sneaking out the building or aggression, because all these sketches are great for stopping the fast push.
It's Ella shotgun as well, which typically you'd only bring if you have a very specific location to play, whether it's a specific staircase. But I don't know, where is great for shotgun Ella on this map?
Black stairs behind Solotov, maybe? You got a Grismod mines to stop a shield if they push you as well, because he has 3 in pocket.
But then if you lose your support, it's not going to be easy because there's a lot of longer angles.
Good even Falcons, because look at the attack line, right? Blitz, Grim, and the Ying. They can go for a fast one anywhere on the map. It can be a roam clear, it can be a bomb set rush.
Yeah.
They can take Geisha control at their upstairs right now. I think Falcons have really good tools to deal with this push despite not knowing that it's happening.
Yeah, those goo mines, Ela mines, and the Fenrir gadgets will certainly come into play. And it looks like the eruption has happened on the Geisha upstairs, but Shaiko finds one before he falls on back, hunting for revenge. Savage has to give up the ghost that has slipped through his fingers. Where have Falcons gone? They've slipped back into the rafters, Pengu. Secret can't find them.
It's a great push, but again, nobody downstairs to catch any of the roamers falling back down the staircases. So Secret, they lose a player, but they gain full top floor control above the bomb site. A roam, a flying gear from Leaky back, waiting for the right time. Finds the blitz, can't quite kill that operator. There is a world where he gets caught here. He's too late, I think.
There's good ground taken by Secret at least. This is getting desperate though. Like, look how deep the blitz is pushing from Savage. He's essentially soloing this. Doom is not in position to support. Doom has to go and clear these other rooms. Savage is just going to check it. Okay, we know that's clear finally. We have pushed Falcons all the way back into Pantry. Oh, here we go. What are you doing, Solotov? Just kill for Mowgli.
And if Velcam and Geisha, they still have it right now, so they had intel, but no one checking the cameras actively there. C4 goes out, benefit of a player dying is now you can watch those Velcams.
Yeah, problem is that's your Ying gone down. Oh, Savage is surely dead. He's got a goo mine.
Good cover.
The shield break starts to come through, and somehow Shaiko finds the headshot. Turn to the wrong angle. Savage will fall. Everyone from Secret will fall. Falcons. This is more like it.
Only thing missing there from Secret was they had the right tools to take top floor control with a fast one. They did it. After that, there's no vertical self-destruction. No ram, no buck, no sledge. So they gain map control that they can't do a lot with. They could have broken a floor, 2 delivery, 2 kitchen, 2 barbecue, and destroy a lot of those playable positions for Falcons and you know, work the vert. Now they're forced to walk down the staircase in the house lobby and chase in towards the bomb site horizontally. Blitz is at 1v3 and crossfires, and he just kind of dies. Yeah. It's rough.
Oh well, 4-2 split. You're not too unhappy about that if you're Falcons.
You'll take it.
But even for Secret, you're like, look, this is redeemable. You just have to have a really damn good defense.
Oh wow, Monty ban actually. Falcons is not the biggest Monty team, but it is an operator that's very relevant here on Skyscraper.
If anything, I'm surprised we didn't see Secret bring it, especially on the rounds with that Clash.
Yeah.
You know, the Clash doesn't deal damage anymore, so slightly less good against the Monty, because, you know, you can just stay extended. The guard break doesn't work while you're extended.
Electricity actually does guard break shields.
No, even when Monty is extended.
Yep.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's actually why Clash is so... like, you'll probably not die as Monty, but it does suck because when you're getting sapped, either as Blackbeard, Blitz, or Monty, you can't... It interrupts any action. So let's say you want to unextend as Monty, but you're getting sapped, it stops you from extending. You're stuck in animation.
Really?
Let's say you want to ADS as Blitz. I do think that Monty would have been great, Clash or no Clash. Just
also, Monty can bring
the map.
Monty can bring baby EMPs as well. And potentially,
can openers, yeah.
You know, those baby EMPs could actually counter the Clash for at least a brief moment where you're going for your push.
What we see some players do nowadays with how the guard break regular operator not anymore.
Yeah, Blackbeard's got a rifle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you can actually do that against a shield or against a Clash rather. We've seen Hungry at the you know, at the Combine finals do that. Plays Blitz, shield in the back, can push a Clash. That's how it goes.
Yeah, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
How was that, by the way?
Actually, playing Siege professionally, like in scrims, is a different ball game than 5 years ago. Oh my!
You told me you scrimmed a couple of different teams. How?
Scrimmed 4 different top 6 email teams.
Wow.
Yeah. Didn't scrim G2 though, I will say. Didn't scrim them.
Shame.
Yeah, shame. Well, it was great fun. Massive respect to... I think I have even more respect now for current pro teams because now I know firsthand just how good they are. Yeah.
So, Falcons right now, I mean, like, you've been watching them for so long. We've been casting them as well, and now you've actually played against them. You would have such a
Brilliant. Sends off the flank. There's an angle from Geisha hallway to the staircase.
Oh my,
what?
Bang! What? Big two-piece from Adrian on the shot. Goodbye to Falcons. Beautiful push. It's done. Dead in the water.
That's the strat. That's the vert angle, by the way. That's the whole strat. I mean, Glass can still get activated. One smoke in pocket. But, like, the entire push is plan B for him. But he might not make it up the staircase.
And I think Savage has the read as well. He's realized, look, I think that I'm getting contested now, and there's a buck downstairs. By the way, here we go. This is where you can get back into it. Leak effect doesn't find that kill, doesn't find that angle. Adrian is still camping this bloody diffuser. Meanwhile, Solotov starts making his way in. He needs to cross the angle just deep enough, and he does take down the warden. Now that's a big kill. That's the one counter to the Glaz. He just needs to find Adrian on the stairs, and then just maybe this is doable. Both of these Falcons players need to work together. Will fall as well. Secret back into it on their defense.
Disgusting round for Adrian. I mean, the entire round is pretty much won or lost off the backstairs push. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't think he was gonna kill the Blitz like that. First shotgun shield headshot just takes him clean out from the staircase, likely due to the elevation that he had being above the shield player. But still, Falcons had the right tools, they had a great sense counter for the vertical angle, and they just get demolished in the 1v1 2 times.
Yeah. Phenomenal round from Adrian. You said you've been playing with him for a pretty damn long time, and he is such a young gunner. It's still crazy to believe. This guy is 19 years old. How old would he have been when Rainbow Six came out in 2015? Well, would have been 9 years old.
That's kind of ridiculous. That's kind of absurd, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that's... Same with the... What's it? Stompins from 2007 or whatever?
I could not believe that. I was interviewing Stompin the other day. We were playing a bit of Rainbow Six Vegas, which came out in 2006, and I made a joke. I was like, haha, this probably came out before you were born. He's like, it did. Literally did.
He's -1 year.
Yeah. Unreal. Yeah. Adrian looking pretty hot in that last round. 9-4, by the way. I haven't really taken much of a gaze at the scoreboard, but just check that out. He is by far and away leading the way, not just on his team, but also for the whole game.
Just gotta kind of get June back into it now. 2-4. Noah had a hot start, now 2-6. But I will say this, Skyscraper is rarely about the individual heroics, and more about the team executions, because it comes down to you gotta get to that bomb site and go like 3, 2, 1. Let's just have our plan work out.
Map control.
It is. It's map control. It's the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s. A lot of drone work is also very important. How you drone and if you can enter with that information or not. Right now, Solotov is scanning for the bomb site info. Hey, can we go for a rush? The gap here? Probably not. Now they know soft wall can open up that. There's no traps in the breed. So when they get to bomb site later, they know the landscape by that main area.
Well, here comes the ace. On the flip side, we actually saw Hibana mostly picks. Funny thing here for Savage is he's actually got an even better mirror window now because he can actually peek out of it.
Yeah. It's so awkward with the Clash these days. Because like, even if you were to shoot like an Ash Breach on the Clash shield, you can juggle, just pick it up essentially.
If anything, I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't actually see the Clash banned by either of these teams. Both of them want to use it. Both of them are seemingly happy to play against it, despite it being so difficult to deal with. Falcons have lost their Breed A. It's their ace.
Their Breed A.
I mean, everyone should have a Breed A.
If every team had a Breed A, every team would get so much better immediately. Breedy's had a... I don't want to say a bad stage, but for Breedy's own standards, not the stage in the email that he wanted. -25, only getting 5 clutches, the same as most other teams in his or players in his team.
Yeah, he's known to be the clutch king, but he's kind of just a regular clutcher at the moment.
We'll bounce back to him.
Oh, that was a nice swipe there from Noah. Falcons, though, have found their entries, but not into the building. Just found a couple of good kills. Doom, finally, that Clash has been dealt with as well. That really does leave the door ajar for Falcons.
Definitely going to speed things up, yeah. Final air jet being put down from Shaiko, so he's now unleashed fully in the gunfranking department. Uses, I guess it's kind of up to him right now with the caps of fire to lead the charge for Falcons, and where are they going to execute and where will they be trying to go in from? League Effect's gonna expose themselves in the red stairs defender, but Adrian with an aggressive swing takes down, uses no fire, no capital. Now all of a sudden this round looks much more difficult for Falcons.
It's a very big risky play from Adrian, but it does work. Nice fadeaway from Noah as well. Shaiko up against 3. How can he clutch this? He knows where one position is, but Savage swings in, and Secret steals the round.
Finally seeing some more life in those player cams. But looking behind me on the attacking side, and it was looking very tense for Secret.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're laughing. Now we're smiling.
Well, they have used their tactical timeout. Keep that in mind. Falcons still have theirs in pocket, and I believe that's what they've just done. They've taken it. Both of these teams now have their chance to talk to their coaches. And yeah, that is quite an early tactical timeout from Falcons at 4 rounds apiece.
I would definitely assume they would play one more round so they can, you know, factor into the final operator ban before going for it. Unless they want to discuss right now what the after the fact and just get ahead of the problem even earlier if they can. And I mean, it's tertiary bombsite attack, so this is statistically where you should find your attack and victory, if anything.
Yeah, look, these attacks have just been a little bit more lackluster than you'd expect from Falcons. Especially with that really well-cooked first strat in the first round, that just being absolutely flopped by Adrian with that shotgun. Second round, it looked a bit undercooked. Like, what's the idea here? Yeah. We're getting picked off here, we're getting picked off there. We have no way to force our boots in the building. We lose the late 3v3.
Despite the results being 0-2 in the attacks of Falcons, I will still rate them higher than Secret's attacks because...
That Roy Kent from Ted Lasso energy, doesn't he?
Sure.
You need to watch that TV show, dude.
Breeding on a few shields? Is this a yay or nay?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I love it. Let's see what pops up here on the blitz here for users. Yeah, get him on. Scare him away. Hang on a second.
Noah's here?
Oh, no!
What?
It's an utter devastation for Falcons. They didn't check their corners, and Noah rips around, takes down 2 of their shields, and the round could well be done if it wasn't for Shaiko finding his 10th kill, and Leak of Fact piling on, finally putting Noah to rest. It's now a 2v3 for Secret.
Yeah, they could learn a thing or two about that. Falcons playing dragging window, caught in the rotation and a half, and getting that pick off, now getting numbers advantage. That's what Secret weren't doing when they were the ones attacking. Such a good bait there from Mowgli, just running away, being, oh, I'm scared. Instantly turns around. Nope, Noah was there. He wasn't actually scared. He was baiting it perfectly. And now Secret, they gotta do this rat play. They gotta keep up the aggression, try and get one more kill back to a 2-on-2, then you can play the bomb side. But 3 versus 2, you can't.
Shaco's still on this balcony behind him as well.
Ooh. He hears him.
Jump out. He needs to win this fight. Doesn't get the damage he needs. The shotgun on the re-peak doesn't get it. And Shaiko has all but dismantled Secret now. We talked about Doom, what a phenomenal player he has been, but always online. He can't seem to hack it at LAN, and now he's got a 1v3. Falcons edging closer to once again taking that lead back.
Falcons are bleeding him out right now. They're not pushing, they're not doing anything. They're just saying, okay, you're ramped up, you're ready. We're not going to give it to you. Nope. Nope.
Absolutely not, says Shaiko. Cold round from him, 3 kills. Falcons back in the lead. 2 more rounds to put this game to bed.
I respect Adrian for trying to go for the swing, doing the rat play, and then when he got found out, I feel like that's where you fall back. You say, okay, it didn't work, I'll play with Doom. He second swings with the shotgun, dies. Now Doom's in a really unwinnable 1 versus 3. I feel like a little bit more could have been done, but also I just want to see more individual play, or not individual, rather, duo plays from Team Secret. Yes, we saw Noah with the you know, the ratting around, mostly running away, good bait, but after that it was every single person kind of fighting on their own. When you get numbers advantage, the best thing you can do is try and keep that count high and play 2v1, 2v1, 2v1 as often as possible.
You played a lot with Jim. He's such a talented player, but what has been going on recently at these events when he's actually playing on LAN, 2-6 at the moment, not at all what we would expect from a player of his caliber. There's that cutoff angle that you were talking about from Shaiko. He does it with the hollow sight, by the way.
Classic Shaiko.
Yeah, well, I mean, right when ACOGs have come back into the meta as well, people are running a lot of DMRs, they're running a lot of those scopes, especially on the attacking side. They're forcing longer range engagements, tighter angles. No, Shaiko doesn't care. Do you have any idea what his settings are? Does he run 4-3?
4-3-84. He's like the founder of that. He's he's like the GOAT of that.
Has he still been sticking with it, or is he one of those players that changes it up?
No, he's one of the guys that he's only changed his sense, as far as I know, once in the last like 6 years. Wow. Now it's when the sense system changed. So now you play like the, instead of 58 playing 1-2-1 with 1x scopes, it's like 35 or whatever.
Yeah.
He plays like 32, I think, or something like that, as I checked.
Yeah, gnarly player. So accurate. He's overtaken Adrian now as well, 12 kills.
I think for the case of Doom, I don't recall seeing him often in the early duels. He's often like, it's 3v5, now it's kind of over, he's kind of just dead, right? I do want to see Doom a bit more in the early engagements, especially when they were attacking, because he often, in people's minds, he's an entry player. He hasn't been doing that kind of entry job here in Skyscraper. Granted, it's very difficult, it's not easy at all, but he hasn't been in that role a whole lot. Now he's on the mute, on the extension, in office, roaming around, bomb site is a T. So he might have an early confrontation, and we gotta see, again, Secret Roamers playing together.
And they are for now. Jim, Noah, even Mowgli coming to support.
I think they like intel, though. I don't think they have any idea where Falcons players are.
Yeah, and look at this. It's Lurky Leakafact again. He loves doing it. He's snuck all the way around.
Oh, they're rotating.
Might actually be about to meet a player. Who is that? Is that Savage, I believe, in the kitchen?
Yep.
Leakafact just walks around the stairs for a brief moment and gets caught out by Savage on his retreat back towards the site. And Falcons, well, they might have found one kill onto Joom, who, by the way, continues to struggle. But with users falling as well, I don't think the Falcons have got what it takes. They'll find another kill, but Mowgli's holding down the fort, and Bride will fall. Shaiko up against the world, and this time he won't win it. Secret again, fight back, and the scoreline is tied 5 rounds apiece.
Then the right plays at the exact right time. As Savage doesn't rotate from kitchen to bottom red stairs and finds Lurky Leakafact below, I think that round is cooked for them, because that right there was going to be the beginning of the end. If Leakafact gets the opening, it's going to force all the Romans to sprint back towards the bomb site, and that's where Falcons are ready to hold those angles. I think it's a good round for Falcons. I think they had a good read. They found the gap. They're in a really good spot. And then one thing doesn't go their way, it's just a snowball effect.
Yeah.
So again, despite Falcons losing these rounds, I do like the vision they're showing us.
It certainly had a lot more success with their lurking than Secret, in theory.
I mean, he got all over the staircase.
Yeah, I can't believe he got that close. It was just poor timing. Like you said, some nice ideas from Falcons, but it's really hard to get things right on Skyscraper attacks. Now, next round is match point. It's going to be Secret on that defensive side. All of the defense rounds that Secret have won have looked pretty sketchy. It's been a lot of these early engagements, fights back and forth, late round 3v3s, 2v2s. The Falcons, more often than not, do struggle when they're low on the numbers in the late rounds. Even when numbers are even, I want to see some explosivity. And you know what I'm excited about?
What?
The Rayora pick here from Solotov. This operator, yeah, I mean, whenever you see this Kiwi operator brought on out, you know that there's something very specific in mind.
That is a good point, to be fair. It's one of those operators where it's either going to work flawlessly or nothing's going to happen at all. Gonna see Solotov play a bit of a sheltered role, has to respect the clash right now, a double swing out. Often what we see from the Aurora, specifically on this bomb site, is you go by the bomb site window, you can close off the double door leading to the B bomb site, and that gives you a free entry point in towards the A bomb site, and it denies the crossfires that are so lethal on Skyscraper. So far right now for the attackers, of course, is scouting out, getting the walls opened up, the hard breaching, the self-destruction. There's the gate I spoke about earlier. Impact goes out. The thing is, you have more gates on Aurora than you have impacts on defense. So you can just keep going and burn it down. And you see Joom now having to respect this, retaking a bomb site, saying, hey guys, no one's in, don't worry.
Joom's going to go and have a little peek outside. Nobody there. Player on upside down rappel just next to him. No one wants to expose themselves. The drones are coming out. This is very much a focus up on a direct take for Falcons. As they keep whittling away at this defense, putting more Rayora gates down. Another one has just been shot, I believe, by Solotov. Likely, again, cutting off that double door.
I think so. It's the only play. I mean, if Falcons, Shaco goes down here, it's going to give Secret numbers advantage.
He's got such a tight angle, though.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's so good in his position. Mowgli, this shotgun bailiff, tight angle, it's not going to work, my friend.
Nope, sees him.
Yeah. No one can help him either. I mean, no, they can try and go for a double swing, but imagine Shaco gets both kills, then you can't defend the round anymore.
Yeah, and there's no keeper barriers left from Savage to try and protect him as well. Here comes a potential flash from Pride to stun out the Clash player. Is there a rotation from Falcons? No, it's, again, Lurky Leakafact, the other side of the map.
Yeah, so they're giving up the cut now, enabling Secret back to the bomb site, and then allowing Leakafact to then backstep, because if they are going to fall back to the bomb site, no one's roaming anymore. So they're selling the rotate, essentially. I think they know.
Good read there from Noah. We needed that opening here for Secret. Falcons desperately trying to find something back, but it's far too expensive. It costs too much to bear. Shaiko in a 1v4. Mowgli with a big run out.
Yep.
Team Secret not only take the lead, but they've got match point in their hands.
It's so good again. Their read is just perfect. So many rounds here from Secret. It's small things with the details. They keep catching League Effect on the roam, on the backstab. And I mean, again, such a clear vision for Falcons. And yet, maybe it's too clear. Maybe it's too predictable at this point, honestly.
That's the problem. Falcons, yes, we know how they like to play. We know that Shaiko loves to cut off those rotations. We know that Leak Effect like to go for those late round lurks. And we'll often have some kind of a direct push from your players like Brede. It might have worked, but like you said, I think it's been read, especially the lurk from Leak Effect here. I mean, this was the first domino to fall. And Noah, his patience not to get baited into that rotate was what sold it for Secret.
I do think that maybe the rotation from League Effect was a bit too late in the round, perhaps, just because he was sprinting down the hallway with 40 seconds left. You can crouch walk, take your time, arrive at the bomb site with 30 seconds left on the clock. You got a backstep going. But when you're sprinting, making a damn lot of noise.
Yeah, you're never going to win that one. No. And of course, the Dokkaebi being banned as well would have been quite a different story if that had been a Dokkaebi pick, because League Effect would have heard Noah on that roam as well. So good ban work from Secret. Twisters come in with that tactical timeout to get them back into it. I mean, keep in mind the first half as well, like Secret likely wouldn't have come away with 2 rounds if it wasn't for that tactical timeout, for that mental reset. You love talking about mental boom. You love talking about how these teams get in their own heads and struggle to find their way back. It's once again Falcons staring that down.
It's not about who gets comfortable first. It's about who gets the most comfortable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Secret, they had me scared in the first half because I didn't think they had what it took mentally to get back into this game. But they very much knew, guys, we gotta survive the attacks and we just gotta get to defense. They've been a different team since then. And Falcons are having what every other team in the world has, attacking problems. Yeah. No one can seemingly break this map apart on the attack effortlessly. It just doesn't work that way.
And Falcons have only won a single round of attack so far. They need a second to match what Secret did on their side and push us into overtime.
Can they do it, though? They got Breed on the Blitz again. Didn't work very well last time.
No,
James, he just kind of died.
Got a face full of buckshot from Adrian.
But when they do play the shields, it's a fast one. Shaiko gets the opening to Adrian, the top gunner in the server. Is there a follow-up, though? Not yet.
It's a big player to take on down. Hang on a second. Is this a plant? I think the Goon might have put a stop to it. Somehow Brede survives just a little bit longer. Bit of damage done from Savage. What is this from Solotov? He's flipped the switch on Secret, and now just Doom and Noah. As that bomb is down in the side, but not yet planted, Falcons just need to find this final player. Doom has struggled to play to his full potential here in the server so far, and he struggles on land. Ooh. Can he get it done in the 1v4? Good flash, and it does blind him for a brief moment. In from the backstab, it's users, and it's overtime for Falcons.
Doom again stuck in the corner, 1v4, doesn't get active. You see him, he's not even peeking. He's standing still by the chassis. Okay, who's gonna swing me first? He doesn't lash out. He's not getting aggressive. It feels like Secret, they got like 2 halves right now. One that's fighting back, one that's waiting for the next step to happen from Falcons. You gotta full commit. Either you're gonna wait for them or you're gonna full aggress into them. The middle ground doesn't work. And over time, scary territory, because now Falcons, they got that second round. They've somehow figured out what they can try and do on the attack. It's the fast pushes, not the lurking, not the rotating. It's saying 3, 2, 1, let's go, boys.
Get aggressive. And yeah, sometimes you want to get aggressive while you have some lurky backstab, but I don't think that's even the play here for Falcons, because Secret are actually slow to rotate back, because they're always expecting that late round lurk, that late round map presence from Falcons. So yeah, I think you might be onto something. Falcons have finally figured out what is the secret source on their attack, and guess what? They've got attack in overtime as well. They started on the favored side of defense. That means come overtime, Secret get the favored side. We could very well see this just be 3 more rounds won by the defensive side, and then Secret take it. Falcons are the ones that have to disprove that.
I do like when we get to the situation where the team that can win that third attack round are the best team in the server. Therefore, get the victory. It's just defense, defense, defense. Like, okay, the starting side, no T1 on the game. Boring. So, my wish list now, because you shared a wish one.
All right, we'll hold the phone for a second, Pengu, because we've got Glaz, Blackbeard, and Grim.
Okay.
Falcons are cooking.
And when they cooked earlier, they made a shotgun on the staircase, and then the cook was over. So I want to see them maybe slow down just 5 seconds more, drone if there's a shotgun player, and then say, can we go fast, or do we gotta use our grenades this time?
We do have the nades on that Blackbeard.
Yeah. Controversial. People go, oh, take the Blackbeard grenades away, please. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Give him the blitz.
Now we're playing with fire, James. Imagine a blitz with frag grenades. Jesus.
Give blitz stun grenades.
He can long range flash you, sprint up and flash you close distance. You damn against him.
What can I say? I'm gonna massacre.
Green behind, 2 roamers. Do you fall back or do you stay? Because what if there's a player dragging window? We know it's clear, but they don't necessarily.
Good aim as well. He actually got a bit of damage onto the foot. League of Facts now breached open the wall. A bit more damage onto the foot. Credit to Noah, but he's now going to be contested. League of Fact. So close to that headshot, but guess what? Just around the corner, there's a player watching for him, opening up the wall.
That's tough.
Doom needs to find it. Wants to get aggressive, wants to take that fight again, but users elsewhere has opened the equation for Falcons. Doom is now cornered, surrounded, and he's worrying about this Blackbeard. He's only got the SMG-11, not a large magazine. He spots the Blackbeard and takes him down regardless. Falcons on the back foot.
It's a huge pick. Now they can hold on. They got 2 people by the room, 2 people by the bomb site. They're strong on both ends of this one. Doom, in fact, the second finally activated in the server. Falcons mostly locked out now, making their entry.
This is what we needed from Doom. At the 11th hour, he needed to come to life, and he does. Uses big kill, but a good trade from Secret. 1v3 for Shaiko. 13 kills to his name. He'll need to go absolutely nuclear here to save the round for Falcons. But look at the patience here from Secret. They don't care about giving him the bomb site because they've got the diffuser in their clutches. Adrian around the corner. It is a second match point now for Team Secret.
It feels like the story of Doom is similar to the story of Shaiko on the attack. The entry players are often last alive in a 1vx, not getting to be a part of the entry duties on the map. Doom on defense finally showed up. He was lashing out. Wasn't just stuck in that corner saying, okay, Blackbeard's to my right, somebody's behind me by the goo mine. I gotta make a play now on either of those 2 positions. He finally does it and it works out. He gets rewarded for his aggression. And most importantly, the crossfire were excellent. They had a triple crossfire on Solotov entering the single breach. He was dead, no matter what was going to happen there. Just a matter of how easy that kill was going to be for them. Right here. 1 player behind the wall, 1 boost spot, 1 by the Dragon soft wall. Just bang! Yeah. Triple cross.
Triple cross is never going to work out for you. Don't care how good your aim is, don't care how fast you can flip. You can't win in a triple crossfire. And now we need Secret to do what you called upon, win that 1 attack round, prove that this isn't just about getting the defense started in overtime.
Yeah, that's exactly what we got to see. And if not, I mean, then it comes down to, can Falcons do it? It's just you flip it back and forth.
Look, I think I'd probably put more stake in Falcons winning an attack round than Secret, because that first half was really rough for them.
Yeah. It really was. I will say, maybe the saving grace, they've gotten some confidence. Doom's now activated, and they just gotta show us some aggression as well with that. Yeah. The lineup doesn't scream aggression, right? You got the Twitch last second attacker repick with the Capital, and with the Jackal.
I mean, dude, what's the Jackal doing?
I'm not gonna do. I think Jackal is the most blatantly troll pick operator at the highest level play because he got nerfed recently, and I need to talk to who is this? No, I gotta speak to Noah.
Have a look afterwards.
Yeah. Like, Noah, explain to me the train of thought of picking Jackal on 7-6 overtime on Skyscraper.
I'll tell you what it is. It's, oh man, well I really wanted to play Dokkaev or Deimos, but they were both banned. Jackal is like...
It's a good gun!
It's like the thrift shop Deimos, the budget, like Temu Dokkaev.
Sure. I would still play 7 other attacking operators before I arrive to Jackal, but that's just my point. Double Selma charge on the wall at the same time ensures a nice and good breach. No impact deny triggering available, so Geisha Wall now has a way in. I'm gonna look at Shaiko here a bit though. I feel like Shaiko, if he gets in the gunfights early and holds that front line, that could be the way for the Falcons, right? Get him actively early on, get that opening advantage, get the numbers advantage, and then just play from there. We have often League Effect playing very solo on both the attack and defense, and he's been mostly ineffective. Like, he's doing something, but he often dies early rather than getting the kill himself. This right here could be the same moment.
Oh no,
he jumps out. Might have heard a player goes on drone instead for information gathering. There it is.
He doesn't want to tango.
Yeah, you can't now. Once you're outside this building, you're not getting back in, buddy, because that window vault prompt makes a lot of noise. Leaking back swing. He's kind of getting surrounded here, though.
Yeah, there's players entering from multiple situations, and Mowgli's actually going to fall. I don't know where that happened. Solotov snuck in. Now it's slow from Noah. Mate, you're a Jackal. You've got the
Oh my god.
Hello and goodbye! Perfectly read by Leakafak. It looks like the trend may well continue, Pengu.
Yep. Oh, defense. You are so great, but I'm on attack, so get me away. Don't want to be here anymore.
You're a poet. I haven't heard that one before.
I just cooked it right now.
Damn.
New poetry book.
All right, Secret, come on. Maybe this is possible. It's a 3v3 glorified here. Users getting confirmed.
Hold.
Leakafak, what are you doing? You might have just gifted Secret the advantage and way back into it. Solotov falls. Not just yet, actually. He's held onto his ground. Doom is the one on the floor. And just maybe Bride and Solotov have a way back into this. Adrian is inside with that diffuser. But his teammate Savage is too far away. He needs to come back and support. Oh, Solotov.
Saw him.
He saw him for a brief moment.
Fire.
He's going to have to move. Adrian, he's now made a 2v1.
Last babe.
Bride, we've called you the Clutch King before, and now you must deliver. Savage, he's called upon to cover as Adrian, the top
7
fragger,
seconds.
must plant this diffuser. Bride wants to get himself into the position, but he jumps
2
off
seconds.
the kids. Savage going to go for the kill. He gets it. Secret have done it. It's revenge against the reigning champs as Secret steal it at 8-6.
That's a statement. And on the attacking side, they did it. The round looked over. They were so locked out. They found a way back in. Do the double, the flick, the turnaround.
What the hell was the time left?
0 point something, James. 0 point, maybe even 0 something.
I thought for sure we were going to a 15th.
I thought so too. I didn't think there was time for it. The back and forth. Bride sneaking up, buying every single millisecond that he could.
God damn.
Still, it wasn't enough.
And Adrian faked it. He got off the diffuser.
Still lost the gunfight to Bride though. My clutch goal almost.
I mean, Savage, thank God you won that. It was needed.
Oh boy. Bit of a surprise, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, before going to this, I'm at the Shopify place in the bathroom. I was like, you know what? I think Secret's got this one. And then I was like, you know what? I looked like a fool. I'm not sure about it anymore.
Certainly didn't look like it for a lot of that map, but goddamn, these guys really came through. It was such a tight game, and it just came down to less than 1 second for Secret to get it over the line.
Beautiful. And I gotta say, Noah, I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, great performance from Savage as well. Big smile for him. Very well warranted after that huge clutch, as we can have a look at some of the key moments from that round. Mate, this was pretty much just exemplifying what it felt like to watch that game.
Yeah.
So bloody confusing, players everywhere, and a bit of a throw from Falcons in that final round as well.
That one capital fire arrow left, that's what got the Goyo killed. The final piece of utility used perfectly to get it into a 2v1.
Yeah. Huge round from Savage there, not only to get that fire to enable Adrian to get that kill, but also to clutch up big in the 1v1. I'm going to be real, Ginny. I can't hear your beautiful voice. I can see you talking in front of me. I can see that mouth moving, but I cannot hear that beautiful voice. I can still hear the cheers of Secret ring in the back of my head, though. They were fired up like crazy.
I mean, we can still see them.
You're back!
Welcome back!
You know who else is back? Secret. I mean, to be fair, they were back and then they weren't and they were back again. And, I mean, this is one way to get your revenge over Falcons after that EML lower bracket, after being knocked out, after getting that 3rd place. Now you're coming in, you're making a statement because we said it. 2 best of 1s, and you're in playoffs. Oh, yeah. And what a sick joke it would have been if Falcons dropped out here. But oh my gosh.
That's right, it's lower bracket for Falcons, and the trend seems to continue, the devilish matchup between these two teams. Falcons won in the group stage of EML, Secret won in the upper bracket of the playoffs, and in the lower bracket, Falcons won. So there's still very much a chance here, Ginny, that Falcons could make a lower bracket run just like they did in EML.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're out yet. This was that first game, and we had a lot of question marks when we were looking that they were going to be going on to Skyscraper. We're thinking, what are they doing? What are they cooking? Are they overcooking? Question is answered because it did feel like a little bit of an overcook every now and then. And even getting caught on stairs with that shotgun, you already lose one player, and the second one goes in. What are we doing?
Some rounds were defined by very fast moments by individual players, most notably from Secret on defense, like shutting down the pushes. And I gotta say, Falcons in best of threes, I think they'll be an even stronger team, but going lower bracket to start off your tournament run is not where you want to be.
Or maybe it was all planned because they want to get a little bit more practice in as we're going to be heading into playoffs. But before we dissect this even further, we are ready with our interview. We have Black standing by. Take it away.
And this is a completely different spot where you usually see me, but I am happy to be here with Adrian. You were an absolute beast during that game. I got to ask you, how does it feel to get that revenge, obviously losing to Falcons in that lower bracket during the regular EML stage?
It feels really good, especially since I also played very well. It's like...
very well. I think you played more than very well. You got to give yourself a little more credit.
Yeah, usually it doesn't happen, so I'm very proud of that, as well as obviously the win. It puts us closer to qualifying against, and we got to play W7 SSG, I believe.
Well, going further ahead now with W7 SSG, who is an opponent that you would much rather go against if you get the choice? Well, obviously you aren't going to have the choice, but if you had the choice, who would that opponent be?
I think W7M, probably, I think a more rounded and a better team. So I'd like to see what we, where we stand, you know, a little bit, like around the world, globally wise, a little bit more.
Absolutely. Well, I also still want to talk about Skyscraper. You guys went down 2-4 on that half. Were you guys pretty confident falling on that defensive half and being able to shut it out?
Oh, yeah. With how the map plays, we know how it is. 2-4, 3-3, very good halves. Like, we're very confident on our defense. We're confident on attack. We just knew we had to get some rounds in, and it would all be okay.
Absolutely. All right, well, to play W7M if that's possible, but that's it for us here. I'm going to send it back to the desk.
This is honestly such a nice way to start off here at EWC. I mean, sucks for Falcons, but for the entertainment purposes, like, we are spoiled. I think something also to really highlight is there are multiple games happening at the same time, and Shopify did win against Weibo, but it was also another very close match.
Really, was it?
Everyone's here to play. Let me even bring out the round. It was 7-5, so I will go that close.
I mean, Shopify have had a lot of hype behind them, and I mean, Weibo's Apex, so everyone is expecting them to struggle. I'm impressed by my APAC boys, but yeah, of course, in this game, what a big performance here from Secret. Obviously, Falcons, I think it's better for the narrative if they go down. They struggle a little bit. They're winning the club championship right now. Like, make them work for it.
I think as well, Secret should be very proud of themselves because we had a lot of questions when it comes to their experience on the international stage, when it comes to their experience on lands, and then you're hitting the ground running with that first best of one. So much pressure onto you. We said it, trial by fire. You're going against Falcons. They kept it cool, calm, and collected most of the time.
Most of it.
And they managed to go on to that next round, which must feel incredible as well.
Yeah, I still have a bit of a question mark around Joom specifically. He showed at the later half of the game of Skyscraper, but the first half, he was kind of missing. Yeah, and I feel like him turning on the switch, I mean, it was the round-defining moment on the final round, right? He gets a double kill, the flick. That's it. Yeah,
I don't want to rag on him too much, and he did come through at the end. But yeah, it's seeming, unfortunately, to become a little bit of a pattern, something he'll have to shake if he's looking to be a serious contender at these international events.
The only reason why I bring it up is because he's such an important piece of the team. He's like that stable middle piece, right? It's not like, oh, Joom is so good, he can't play bad. It's more like his team is working so much around him. He needs to show up, if not in kills, at least in the position making that he's having.
I mean, this is the third best player in EML. He was higher rated than all of the Falcons players. Like, that's why we're putting so much hype behind this guy, and that's why we're putting so much expectation on his shoulders and saying, look, going negative in a game like this, not good enough.
But also to be like devil's advocate here, it was the first game that we're seeing them play here today, and I think it's also really important to take into consideration the schedule that we've seen from these players, because you finish EML, don't want to question too much how much scrims they've had in practice when it comes to the fact that they've been here in Riyadh since Sunday, midday on Monday, you're playing today. Like, yes, of course, we can see this as the warm-up match, which it's not, but
it's a hectic schedule. Like, the life of a player, you would have known from back in the day. We have a very different... I mean, it was a long time ago now. What were you telling me? Pretty soon you're going to be having been caster for longer than you actually playing?
Retired. Oh, okay. So come January next year, I have been retired for longer than I was a player.
So yes, back in the day, you would have known what it was like going from one event to the other. Back in the day, we did have, like, you know, the pro leagues and majors, so we had a very different schedule, but similar. Like, this is so hectic. That EU Grand Final feels like it was about, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it wasn't very long at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of takeaways for both of these teams, however, as we're going to be heading into the next games. I think this is where you shake off the nerves. This is where you came in, you've now sat on the land, you've gotten familiar with the setup, you've had your shots, you've been there. Secret came out on top. Falcons is going into that lower bracket, and it does give them a couple more games to play in terms of the fact that you're going to be now going into the BO3s. At least it's not a BO1. But for Secret, it's like, okay, we got to reel it in a little if we're going to be, especially if they're going to be going up against W7M, as Adrian said they wanted to.
I mean,
Why are we laughing when I said W7M? Like,
I
what?
just
it's just the interview for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I liked it because I played well, right?
It was
Yeah, he's
very
dusting off his shoulders. He's
humble.
like, oof, all in a day's work, mate.
No, he's really locked into that server, but he's got to have to stay locked in. They have a little bit of a break now. They're going to be going up against W7M most likely later today, if that is the odds that comes out on top. But looking at the MVP of the game, most likely the Sony match MVP for me, it would have been probably Adrian.
Yeah, it's got to
I
be.
mean, yeah,
Gotta
you
be
did really well,
Adrian.
but Adrian just
Yeah.
popped off.
Yeah, I think it's very simple. I mean, yeah, let's just go with Adrian. There it is. Wow.
Hey, there we go.
I also really think that this would have been an incredibly different match if Adrian hadn't found that 2K on the back stairs in their first round of defense. Falcons switched the sides and immediately they're on the unfavored side, but they play it with so much fire. They got the Sands, the Blitz, they got the Ying, they got this cheeky strat, and it falls flat because of one guy, and he's on your screen right now.
Yeah.
If he hadn't done that, I think this would have been a wash in favor of Falcons.
And it also brings the question when it comes to Falcons, the fact that they are so gifted individually and that they have been doing so well for such a long time, whether there may be a little too much confidence when it comes into that. Because I heard you mention it as well. It's like, you've already lost one player to that spot. Why are we sending in the second one?
Yeah.
Where's the drones? Where's the waiting? Where's the take
utility?
a breather?
Yeah.
And just like, you know, see how it goes instead of just like,
It did seem like Falcons on their attack, they were very much like a one-track pony, right? They're going fast, 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 never slow down. They brought double shield, and never see that from them. We saw Breedy on shield a couple times. That's quite rare for him as well.
Yeah.
Nothing really worked in that department. Then they tried lurking before that with Leakyfac. Lurky. I love that nickname, by the way.
I mean, you just can't not say it because he's
You
bloody
only
lurking
use say it,
every
but it's so
round.
good, yeah.
It just keeps coming back. But yeah, look, Falcons have a lot of good things to talk about
Yes.
from that game. They had a lot more inspiration than Secret did on
100%.
most of their attack.
Yeah.
I think Secret really wrestled their way through their attacks. Whereas Falcons said, guys, this is the strat. We're going to do it. We're going to give it our all. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And I think that will bode well for them. If they can continue keeping up that confidence, they don't need to be rattled. Yes, they're potentially one game from elimination. They're in that lower bracket, but I wouldn't be stressing if I was the reigning champions.
and if I was Secret, to be fair, if I was Secret, I would still be stressing because SSG W7M. Which one of the other two do you want to touch upon? Because this was a regional matchup. This is Falcons that you've probably
Known
scrimped
territory.
multiple times. It's known territory. You've played them already in high-stake matches in that EML finals, lower bracket finals. It's like now it's either NA. I knew
Or it's Brazil, and then you're really sweaty.
Whoa!
You all heard laxing, right? It's like, is that NA Slander right here? There's like the faint background of the microphone. Yeah, NA Slander.
No, I mean, we can actually see already these guys are setting up behind us at the moment.
true, they're quick.
W7M and SSG. Quick turnaround for the next game. But yeah, I can't wait to see who takes it.
And we're going to be coming back with the second game of today, which is going to be SSG against W7M. Getting ready behind us, as we've already touched upon after the break, so stick around. that you can put at fault where you're like, okay, they are maybe the weak link?
No, not at all. I mean, the big talking point has been that Palu and Nesk on Liquid, they've now separated. Nesk staying back, of course, and Palu joining W7M. And it seems like it's been a glow up. I don't want to say for both teams, but, you know, I think sometimes after many years of failure, it's time to break up that duo and see if you can get new heights without each other.
Definitely a big upgrade for Palu, that's for sure. Of course, Team Liquid didn't even qualify for this event in Rainbow Six, but he's here, of course, with W7M, major champions, technically the reigning major champions, as we haven't had a Rainbow Six major since November last year. Now they're looking for a different kind of title, an EWC title, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. These guys are extremely talented. They're a very well-rounded roster. We know they're capable of playing that really hyper-aggressive Brazilian type of siege, but they're also very smart, as is very common in the Brazilian siege scene as well.
You kind of have to be, and you have to be like able to approach the game from different angles if you want to be successful. And yes, you know, the journey starts here. And going up against SSG, I think from the perspective of how both of these teams have been performing in both of the regions, I would be more worried as an NA fan because it is NA. And Yo, by the way,
you're worried as an NA fan because you're... Sorry, I'm just worried because I'm just watching it in North America. Like, that's the reason I'm worried.
Don't get me wrong, but the problem that we have in NA, I feel like, is a little bit of the lack of consistency.
She said we. She thinks she's on the team because she did
You're
one
on the
stage.
team?
She did one
You're on the
stage
team
of
now?
hosting.
Yeah, listen, I'm trying to save myself here, guys. Stop throwing me under the bus.
Sorry.
But the little bit of the lack of consistency. Yeah. We've seen it with DZ, we've seen it with Shopify, we've seen it with SSG, and it's like one day they can wake up and be the absolute best team in the world, and then the next year, like, what's going on here? Yeah. So this one really comes down to which version of SSG is going to show up today.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah, the thing that I see about SSG is out of all the North American teams, they're the most Brazilian in their essence, in their character, because they've got that raging passion.
Oh, they do.
That is so common to come by in Brazil, and the consistency that can bring you is a bit harder to find in North America. But SSG, of course, like you said, they like being those underdogs. They were in the NAL stage. They came out ahead, but man, this is a very stacked roster. You've got so much talent. New is the latest addition as well. Yeah. You add him to a roster where you've already got players like Janino, Benja, Ashen, who are just frag machines. Yeah. These guys are very dangerous.
A lot of questions that we have when it came to SSG specifically was how are they going to fit their systems against around Newers? And it felt like I mean, it was a little bit of a back and forth in the first couple of weeks of the NL. Yeah. Eventually, they did find their footing, so I just hope that they stick to that, because one thing that we've also noticed from the side of SSG during the NAL was that they like to mix things up, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Spoke to Benj in the airport, and I was like, how did you guys go from like group stage that was like kind of mediocre, kind of good, to like really good playoffs? He said there were some small issues that were holding us back, and we changed those small things and had major impact in a positive way. And then I did some stat checking. They played 14 out of 15 possible maps in lower bracket. They played almost every single game in 3 maps. They've been grinding Siege 14 maps over 4 days.
That is a lot of reps that they got in. But that's a lot of Siege, and that's perfect for this event because that's exactly what you need to do. Obviously, that's been a while ago, but it does mean that they got the reps in, they got that experience, and now you get to show it for your day one on the international stage against the Brazilian team, which is absolutely lovely.
Yeah, and SSG also, the area that I'm always watching them on is those entries. Like, man, you've got so many good entry players. It's funny because we list off all these like crazy fraggers. Faults, who's not the one that these days we would say is like one of the core fraggers. He's actually the highest entry player in NAL.
Really?
Yeah, that plus 12 on entry, 29 and 17. You look down, you got players like Janino who are plus 8. He's in the top 10. Ashen's also in the top 10.
In this?
Newers, for entry specifically, he's down on rank 24. He's 27 kills to 26 deaths. So he gets into a hell of a lot of those opening engagements, but he's just above 50-50, which to be fair for his role, that's okay. A player like Fault, he's in those entry engagements far less, but he is so consistent. Yeah.
That's a scary thing to be dealing with, but W7M is also a bit of a roster that we have to touch upon here because, I mean, we've already said it, right? It is W7M. They have that title. They now have Palu. Liquid is back home, but he's here. So
if you can beat FaZe in regulation, I'm impressed. If you can beat them 7-3, like, holy crap, that's the reigning world champions.
And it's like, they lost the Fury, but I think it was like a close loss. So even their loss against one of the Titans was also a good match for them. Yeah. Like, they're looking super hot statistically.
Yeah, but again, they have come over all the way from Brazil. How many scrims did they
You gonna say the J
realistically
word?
have?
Jet
No,
lag?
I am not saying that word, actually. I wasn't going to go there. Don't worry about that. But realistically, how much have you had the opportunity to scrim so far? This is also, again, best of one. And I think as we've literally just seen with Secret Falcons, it is a best of one. It's most likely going to come down to the wire. It's going to be some rounds that you unfortunately just give up for free as like a little bit of a gift to make things a little bit more interesting for us, the viewers, not because they are, slacking. But it's, again, you don't have that opportunity to go, all right, let's forget about this map. Let's go to the next one, because let's forget about this map. We're in that lower bracket.
Yeah.
And Falcons being there too.
Yeah, holy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to be there. I would want to be there, honestly.
It's insane to think that one of either these teams or Falcons will be eliminated by the end of the day. It goes to show how much depth there is in this bracket. As we see the map veto roll on out.
Labs.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like Labs have really gotten liked by the pro scene since it came out about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's often the deciding match in the best of three. It's like very neutral ground for most teams. I like that we're going here because it shows good set of fundamentals. Yeah, everyone likes it. And it shows it's actually better on that map, not crouching defense on Skyscraper or something like that. Because Nighthaven is statistically very 50-50 on attack and defense.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at the moment at SSG's record on Labs, and I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen them really keen to play it very much. They banned it almost all of the times in the last 90 days, 11 times.
Yeah.
Only banned against 3 times. But they did play it 2 weeks ago against DZ and they won it. So they're clearly pretty good at it. For some
DZ
reason, they
are
just...
great on it, so.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And if you can beat a team that's already so phenomenal on this map, that really says a lot. It's not W7M's favorite map either. It's kind of mid-pack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think that SSG might have actually won this veto. It was such a just convincing recent win. It was such a big
just said
hit
it.
over DZ.
No, I mean, the thing is, yes, it was a win over DZ, but again, brings into question the lack of consistency. It also brings into question the fact that DZ is an NA home ground team. That is something that you're used to, you're familiar with their way. You play Siege very similarly. W7M,
Different ballgame.
absolutely different ballgame.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like, I don't think it's going to be that one-sided games because this map, it's a fighting ground, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Not even Labs. I almost want to say like old school Oregon. You can just go crazy and go for gunfights and fast gap finding. That middle of the building gets so hectic. You can just get in there and get active. I think this is going to favor W7's play style, but I don't think it's too far off.
I mean, to be honest, the one thing I know for certain about this game is it's going to be a barn burner because you look at the last time these two teams played, it was at Six Invitational in Boston, and man, it was a close one. It went the distance, 3 maps. SSG edged out the win the first time that SSG had beaten this W7M roster since we had the change, the other roster going to Furia. And before that, W7M knocked SSG out of the Montreal Major. The last time that they played before that first match of the tournament against each other. So what an exciting chance to rematch their opening game of EWC in 2025.
Well, sometimes history repeats itself. Sometimes it doesn't. And I think today, so far, everything has been a little bit of an unexpected or maybe even an upset, dare I say. Secret winning over against Falcons. Yes, Shopify won against Weibo, but again, it was a 7-5. It was a close game. Not sure if there's been an update yet on the G2 game, but we'll get to that at some point. But it just puts into perspective how volatile these best of ones are, and with everything taken into consideration when it comes to the travel, when it comes to the media day, when it comes to the schedule, when it comes to what these players have been doing over the last couple of 24 hours, let's be completely realistic, it is up for grabs for anybody.
It's been a grind, but if there's 2 teams that can go get through that grind, I think it is these 2 teams. SSG, they're known for the discipline in North America, how they all have this very same way of viewing life, their work ethic, their lifestyle, working out, long work days,
Pre-match meditation.
Pre-match meditation. They have a lot of different fundamentals in real life that they work upon. And in Brazil, they just play more Siege than any other region.
Yeah.
So these are 2 teams that can grind it out, and they're in grind season.
I mean, it's quite a contrast, really. SSG, on the one hand, they operate like a sports team. They believe in high performance mindsets. And then on the flip side, you got Brazil and the players on W7M. Right now, they're just in their team huddle. They're laughing. They're playing off the passion and the love for the game and the love for competition that we know Brazil does better than anyone.
Oh, yeah.
And they're ready to get into that server.
They got Norris.
They
He's
are ready
the
to
aura
get
man.
into that server, but not just yet. We do have a little bit of a delay, so you're going to be stuck with our voices for a little longer. But I think something that you guys never truly answered was, who is most likely to bomb out on first day? I would love to hear that. Now that Falcons is in that lower bracket, right? I feel like Weibo's in the lower bracket already. Falcons
Yeah.
still in the lower bracket, but 8 teams are going home today. We started off with 16, but only 8 will advance to tomorrow. That is a 50% chance of just like not making it. 50% of our teams are out. Like that is ridiculous. So who's most likely to bomb out first?
I mean, APAC, baby. Isn't that...
I was going
I'm
to say, do you
sorry,
want my
James.
edgy answer or do you want my
Yeah.
boring answer?
Listen, I'm not trying to be complicated here, but Falcons is in this bracket.
Yeah, it makes it
the
tough.
only APAC team that we have in Group
Enterprise.
B is Enterprise. So
And I think it's Enterprise NIP. I actually could see Enterprise
Well,
possibly win that.
but
as
then
much
they
as I
would have
hate
to
to
play Furia.
I know
because
that's
I
the
don't think
issue.
OMG is gonna
You don't
go
win.
through.
There's no winning.
As much as I hate to admit it, Jenny, that there is a little bit of stacking the bracket at play here. Like, Falcons have lost, right, to Team Secret, really good team.
Yes.
They're going to be playing the loser of SSG W7, so we know it's going to be one of those 3 teams
Yeah.
that is going to go home. My hot take of who's going to bomb out early, I'm going to say Falcons.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay, so not the loser of this, but rather Falcons themselves.
I mean, if you think
They won?
they were so okay, listen, the players are
imagine the
behind us.
calamity.
Not my duo. No.
I mean, to be fair, I do think to an extent James could have a point because Falcons, after that loss, did look a little tilted. Just a tiny
A little bit tilted.
Just a
Never
little bit tilted. So that's, again, the mental game coming off it because you're playing Secret, a team that you've beat before, a team that is your local team. Whereas either W7M or SSG can have that comfort, so to say, of saying,
Yeah.
actually, this was an international matchup. Who was the first time we're going up against each other? Oh, we're at NA going up against Brazil. Oh, it's Brazil. Going up against NA. So that gives you a bit more comfort. Whereas Falcons, they should have
Our thing. Why are you doing it with other people? Like, that's
Whoa.
kind of weird.
a little protective over your duo.
Yeah, live. You're big dogging up Ginny.
I mean, like, I can big this.
Because both of these teams have now big dogged each other, however you want to say it.
They
They're
have.
gonna have to go and replicate that. The predictions here that I would really like to hear from both of your perspectives is, I mean, we've kind of debated back and forth who we think is going to be able to take it, but when it comes to a solid prediction, I want you guys to lock in and tell me who.
Who do we have starting sides? Can I just ask that? Because I don't
do
know.
we
the
have
It is
starting
not
That's
Haven
a
Lives,
great
though, which, like,
I think it matters.
tends to skew attack.
I think it matters.
Okay, bro.
Oh, this is
You
a hard one.
don't think it matters?
I do think it matters.
Okay.
But
Certainly doesn't matter as
defending
much as
side
guys
for W7
attack.
attack.
Yeah, well, that, if they're not on defense, that's where I assume
Yeah,
they're
I was like, brain lag? Hello?
I mean, that does favor W7M. You think attacking
do think
on
so.
Night Haven? I want to say SSG are favored on this one, and the reason for that is I want to see W7M knock back. Yeah.
I also will say this. I've been giving them a good lot of praise here. I think Dark Zero, Shopify, MAD, SSG are all really solid, legit teams that can do good internationally. OXG is here instead of MAD, which has kind of made it a bit more tough to predict how they will do, of course, because I don't think OXG is as good internationally speaking. But for SSG, I think they have what it takes. I'm going to say a 7-5 or 7-4. I'll give it 2 rounds there. Like, not a full blowout, but a convincing victory.
I reckon we're going overtime, but I want to back in the action. I know these guys, they are going to have so much passion, and they're going to be so keen.
Yeah, fun.
And man, if they get the win over W7M, mate, they're going to be laughing.
They did their own warm-up chant, too.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but let's be real, the Brazilians were a lot louder.
Yeah, they were a lot louder. I also think in general to be able to add that as a badge to, or a key as well to your totem, where like I beat W7M on day 1, game 1. How does that feel? I knocked them into the low bracket. Hell, at one point they could be like, I was the reason they went home.
Also, it's revenge for SSG. You know, W7M beat them at EWC last year, knocked them down in the lower bracket. He might have had a little bit of revenge at Boston, but they're definitely hungry for a bit more. This is a real grudge match. It's an international grudge match. Battle of the Americas at so many events in the past. I don't know who's going to take it. I'll back in SSG, but W7M are not to be trifled with.
Yeah, we're still waiting on these technical issues, and once those are fixed, we're going to be heading into game, but again, we're going to walk you guys through it, and we'll let you know once we are ready to do so. I mean, we can sit here and talk about the international grudge match, SSG, W7M, but all I really want to know is if whoever wins is going to go up against Secret, and that's another best of 1 that you have to play, and then you're qualified.
That's a shame it's best of 1, because that could be a banger best of 3.
That could be.
All of these teams... Here's a nice camera angle. I like this one. All of these teams, like these 4 teams in this part of the bracket, Falcon, Secret, SSG, W7M, they are like neck and neck. It wouldn't be surprised if they win the event. And so the fact that we have to send one of them home today is absolutely criminal.
Actually, 2.
Wait, what?
Well,
A teams are going home, so
yeah,
they
but we
are.
have 2...
Is it 2 of
maths,
these?
Quick maths.
Is it not? There's 2 sides of the bracket, right?
There is 2 sides of the bracket,
One
yeah.
this, one that, isn't it? And then we have 2 groups, and then... I'm trying to map it in my head. I feel like it's not 2 of these, but it's 2 of the groups.
It's only one of these 4.
Yeah.
So who would you send home?
Okay.
He wants
I already said that.
He's hard set, hard set.
Put the hate aside. Lock in for a second.
It's a bad start if the reigning champions go out first. Right?
Honestly, if we hadn't had the match earlier today, I would have said Secret is probably the weakest of the 4 teams, which is crazy to think. They're the one that's already won. It's not. They lost in the lower bracket final to Falcons.
Yeah, but you're looking apart from the entire stage of stage 1, right? That's
so what's your counter argument then?
My counter argument that Secret, they had a really poor performance when they mattered the most, right? Yeah. But the entire stage, for example, the month and a half, was solid from them, and the only team that bested them truly was G2 in an 8-6 victory, and then Genji, but that's a weird one.
But also Falcons.
Yeah, but Falcons...
Knock them out when they need it the most.
Okay, well then they go home because when it matters the most they lose, right? So I guess Secret should have gone home, but they won today, James.
But they did it, and that's what I'm saying. There's something in the water here.
It was really close.
There's something in the water.
I think that further highlights how competitive the roster actually is.
It is true, and I will say I think Secret today, that's one part of the roster, but look at them with the same roster in 6 months from now with international experience. I think it's a very different conversation we'll have about Secret in 6 months.
Dude, honestly, once Jim figures out how to shoot people, they're going to be unstoppable.
Oh, that's all right.
You did not just go for June because I know Peng is like the biggest fanboy.
Yeah, we actually flew here from the same airport because I was like pumped by
Were you speaking Danish to him at the airport as well?
No.
This guy keeps talking about people he met at the airport.
Yeah,
like, why does it with you in airports?
That's my turf. I fly a lot.
From an A.
The thing is, Joom's a nice guy. Okay, that's my point. And generally, he's such a nice guy. You can't hate the guy, and it's hard to be critical of him because he's so nice to people. But you are not wrong. He has to show a bit more today.
Yeah. Maybe he's so nice that that's why he purposely doesn't shoot them.
He's like a pacifist.
Kill him with kindness.
Shaggy, you're so good. Please don't kill him.
If you're listening, we are just joking and filling time. Nothing personal.
No, absolutely.
You're an
You
awesome
wouldn't take
person.
it personal.
I appreciate your time for that as well.
Hang on a second. Thank you very much, Genie. Well, we've really warmed up for this one, Pengu. It's time to get into the Battle of the Americas, this international grudge match. The best NA has to offer against the reigning major champions from down in Brazil. Over on No Haven Labs, let's kick it off.
Oh, a good classic operator band here. Double Heartbreach Deniers and Ben Kaid, and the double Heartbreach Ace and the Thermite. This is, of course, something that we started seeing a lot more commonly in Siege X with new operator band system. people have realized that by banning these specific kinds of operators, you can make it very difficult to get through the heart-reaching destruction, even if you were to ban both the Bandit and the Kai, because now the attackers, they're left with Maverick, Hibana, and the secondary can openers, all which are not less than ideal, but more difficult to work with. They can be tricked by the mirror windows, they can be impact grenaded, they can just be kind of difficult to get the right kind of rotate that you want on an exterior wall. So what this does mean, though, it's a very default layout. Both SSG and EWC are versed with these operators because they are so common, nothing out of the norm. Both teams saying, let's just play a default game of laps.
Default. Hibana trick watch.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we were casting the entire stage, I'm watching every Hibana trick player and going, it can't be hard. And I had to play Combine Finals out of nowhere, and I started scrimming, and I did it first try.
Yeah.
And I accidentally said, damn, pro players these days must be washed. And I was like, wait, oh, I was streaming, I was like, oh, hold up, that's not what I meant, okay? It looked much harder than it really was.
But, okay, you did it once. Was it consistent? Were you able to do it consistently?
So I think I did it maybe sort of like 11 times over the course of 3 days, and I messed it up once or twice without practicing it. I just saw other people do it, and I was like, I can do it.
So I guess you are just the goat now.
No, I think players need to do this right here from Cole. It's great. He jumps off the roof to go down. This is perfect, by the way. This is gonna work. I'm gonna call right now. This is gonna work. Top, middle, top, bottom. Some pro players do it from the roof. It's angled and it gets messed up. Fault is the goat Hibana. Look, it worked.
Yeah.
He knows how to do it. I don't think it's that difficult to do. I just think people, they mess it up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we saw a lot of teams in the APL really struggle. Ironically, it was a lot of the Brazilian teams in the APL that
that's true, actually.
we watched really
Elevate had a stinker on
yeah,
that one.
Elevate quite potentially the worst use of siege utility I've ever seen in my life.
That clip made turns on social media as well.
Yeah, dude, you went in on them.
You went in on them as well.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do any better.
That was a joint effort on that one. We were hate watching, and I think it's obviously all good fun and memes, but when pro players are messing up these new tricks that they've been around for a long time but haven't been necessarily needed until recently, it just goes to show who's been that extra effort in custom games of trying out those tricks.
Oh, here we go. This is a nice trick. Dots to gas up the connector, and Nuez is forced outside. Where's Benja gone down? I believe he was trying to play vert with the Bark, and Loban's found him. Awkward start now for SSG, and they haven't found the kills that they've been looking for on these long lines of sight. A second missed opportunity for Ashen. Oh my god, Ashen! Get absolutely deleted by Dodes! There is a sweet revenge, though, as Nuez Nade does eventually find that Brazilian. Still, SSG are struggling to find their way into this one. Nuez is very low on HP. He's being hunted down by the Clash, and now he's more or less left alone. There's literally nothing that he can do. He is completely stun-locked. Logan's gonna look to swing him. Genono funting for the pick. He does. Oh, he's completely obliterated by W7M.
What am I watching? Oh my, they Newers, man. So you and I, teams, had to talk about this during the previous game of Falcon Secret. If you're up against the Clash as a shield player, you cannot play the game. This
Literally,
was a perfect example.
Hang up the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, honestly, so you cannot put the shield away if you're a shield player, and you won't get stunned that way. Newers, because you get stunned the first time, you're stuck in the animation.
So you can't even put the shield away?
No. As long as Clash is spamming it against you, you literally cannot play the game.
So
you gotta try and get behind the wall for just half a second to then stop the animation of it. But Clash was just being so aggressive and like forcing Newers into a corner and couldn't escape. SGT tried to help him, a second player showed up and was forcing Hibana, but the round was already lost at that point. Players died early. Ashen missed, what, 2 or 3 opportunities of getting a free kill on Catwalk Rafters. Gets obliterated across the map.
If you play shield against the Clash, you're not gonna have a good time.
You're really not. I will say, before it went sideways, I did like what HG were doing, because a lot of teams, at least in Europe and APL, they don't seem to do a lot of verticality with the block downstairs. It's either Deimos or no vert at all. I did like Benji going below, even though it didn't work out, because it showed us a vision of what they wanted to accomplish. But the fact that they lost some of the gunfights and misplayed in other areas, of course, deemed them the loser of the round.
Well, yet to see any Deimos on the A stream today, which is a big surprise to me. One of the most popular operators in recent history. I know one that you're not so familiar with yourself. You've never really played much Deimos, you said.
No, I haven't. It was my least played operator the entire game. Even as in Aura, who's newer, up until the PC bundle came out. And then, of course, I had to do some content. But before that, it was my least played operator. Now it's my second least played operator.
Can I also point out, we've seen a lot of Hibana trick and a lot of hubbub about that, but here's the Maverick, the old school Maverick trick that evidenced by Ashen. You actually don't have to do the entire wall. You can just do the middle portion. Newers has now gotten in there with his Ash. They're so tempted to as well. They've got the Glaz and the Monty to get it done.
So Warden above is my only concern. If they don't know about that, they might just plant the smoke and die.
Surely the Glaz has to contest the Warden. Sees him for a brief second. Goes for a quick peek. Knows that he's playing against an operator with an automatic weapon while he's just stuck with the DMR.
Expensive though. I mean, these smokes don't last forever, but they have 6 of them. They can keep faking it out. If Glaz can watch the Warden on the vert, a Planet Sim could be possible here. They can bait it out.
Well, this is so tempting, but Dots on the vert, and this is a complete miscommunication. We needed J9O to swing at the same time as Faults went for that plant, and now this round may well be dead in the water here. Once again, Dots to go from above. J9O is contesting it, but no damage dealt as of yet. Upstairs, there's a temptation from Benja to go for a kill. This has not been good enough from SSG.
I don't see the vision right now. They're gonna drop the extra stairs for... No, he's back outside the breach.
What the hell is this?
I mean, the diffuser's lost. Getting it is risky. They're not in the building, really. Just Newell's fishing bottom garage here on the door. I'm not sure what the plan is now. I saw the vision with the Monty plant. Didn't work out. Fultz actually walked in without the shield on his back. It was in front of him, so he could just get shot immediately. Small misplay from him, but massive consequence. The plan B here is not looking too convincing to me.
Yeah, and you can see the way W7M are really supporting Dots on the vert with other roamers as well. They've got a lot of map control. It's pretty much just desperation from SSG. Benja has snuck in down below. They can't even look for a plan in Exo, though. Or rather in Animus, because they don't have that diffuser.
Yeah, they don't.
And J9O is again trying to take that fight. He can toss another smoke out, but he's still going to be contested by Dots. Look at this, though. SSG have flooded the site. All of a sudden, the attackers are now the defenders. And look at J9O. He finds his big kill. He finds the opening, but SSG cannot hold on to the ground that they have taken. Benja in an awkward spot. It's a 2v3 here for SSG. Nice shot so from Benja. It's a 1v1. Newers doesn't have that diffuser. And he's got to get back onto site. He's got to come in to support.
It doesn't work.
Oh, no, he's not going to have time to get to it, is he? Volps doesn't have to do anything. Caught on camera. Newers has no time to get to that diffuser. And in the 1v1, it's an easy clutch up for W7M.
Great attempt there for SSG to just go for the bomb site play. And if they had diffuser available, they could have changed how they approached it by trying to get the down instead. They had to go for kills. Doesn't work out. I want to go to the early death of Faults. It's a very, very small mistake, but it lost them possibly the entire round with it. When you're playing a shield operator, by default, the shield is in front of your face. That's how it goes. When you stop planting, there's then a small animation where you take the shield on your back and then you stop planting down the diffuser. You can also weapon swap, so that you have your pistol out as the multiplayer. Now the shield on your back from the very beginning. Had Faults done that from the get-go, he wouldn't have died immediately to a headshot because the shield kind of blocks the angle. Maybe Glaz could have gotten the kill. Maybe the bomb goes down. Who knows? So SSG for 2 rounds now, what they've been doing on paper looks solid. Just a very small fault in the individual execution of players that has them cost them the round. But massive praise to W7M. They played the positions perfectly, they understood the win condition, they utilized the verticality, they played around the Warden, they countered the Glass, and they held the crossfires. Yes, it was a 1v1, but for the majority of that, WCM, they very much thought that they were the team in the driver's seat without any shadow of doubt.
5 seconds to go.
And now they're playing Kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening
Which is
here.
like one of the worst bomb sites in Siege history for defenders.
We've seen it won a few times, though, especially in the APL.
Yeah.
I was just going to say one last little tagline on that previous round. Yes, we could have seen Faults put the shield in his back already, but also J9O wasn't even peeking. He needed to be contesting the Warden when that plan was going down. That's a miscomm. That's a costly mistake for SSG. Oh, hello. What are you doing, buddy?
Cover me.
He's droning. He's watching Cash being a good guy.
He's being a good guy. He's now a dead guy.
Oh.
Ashen's found an opening as well. W7M has essentially already lost this round. Ashen is putting a question mark in the chat. What the hell was going on for Loban?
Could have been an impact run-up maybe or something, but the thing about this bomb site, that's why it's so weak, is that strategically, if the attackers get top for control, do the verticality and execute, there's not much you can do as a defender to stop them. That's like the main problem. Kind of like Kitchen on Cafe. So often teams, they don't go for this bomb site, but they go for the control one instead, the other tertiary. WCM might have opted for aggression on Loban, try and get a kill and put numbers in their favor. Now they're 2 players down. SSG, they hit the reset button. They're holding angles. They're droning. They got a shotgun on the staircase. They're happy to say there's 2 minutes left. We don't gotta make the play. You do.
Yeah, and they're going to find a kill as well. The only way that SSG lose this is by letting kills go slip 1 by 1, because as you said, this bomb site is not very good. Not a very good bomb site at all. SSG should be able to just hold on to the top floor, start opening up the vert, start positioning from reception. You don't really need to take much map control at all.
The thing is, they have Demos downstairs. That's 1 vert operator, shotgun, and of course the Vendetta pistol. Ash J90 has already spent all of his self-destruction himself. There's a shotgun swing from Ninja.
I reckon what we should do here is get the opening 2 kills and then just throw bodies and forfeit our entire advantage. What do you think about that, Pengu?
And not do vert and not hit the bomb set, not use the Ying, not drone, not push to get up with on the staircase with Benja. I'm a bit of a loss now because the round was so good for SSG. Like it was
literally unlosable.
It was strategically won a long time ago.
5v3 on the worst bomb site on the map?
Yeah. And now they're in a very losable spot. 1 player in kitchen window. Frost Trap can't really just jump in that easily, even if the mat has been cleared. I'm not entirely sure. And the other players are Fultz and J90. I'm not sure where they're going to be entering from. Right now they're up above in the vert with no soft destruction, mind you. They got 2 ass breaching charges, still in pocket, of course. But look at this. The entire floor is soft, unbroken.
Yeah. 3 breaching charges already used by J90. No idea where he put those down. Dots is still holding on to reception or lobby as well. So, yeah, what's going on here for SSG? The flashbang comes out, but Warden doesn't give a damn. He's got that shotgun. Out it comes. Spots the oh my god. A second one, surely not. Faults, you're low HP. And he gets the last kill as well. What is that? 3 versus 5 from W7M. Volp says bye-bye, and Callout says it's time for a tactical timeout.
Yeah, that T formation with his hands indicates we gotta talk, boys, because that is a embarrassing round to lose, to be honest with you. Again, strategically, numbers advantagely, map control-wise, soft destruction capabilities, SSG had everything they needed to win that round, flawlessly I might even add. And WCM, they just sit in their corners. They didn't really make a lot of plays. It was just SSG weren't making any themselves.
I mean, SSG, the plays that they were making was lurking from down below. Oh, it's actually not a tactical. Oh, here we go. Tactical timeout is called after the
first.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those cheeky bans. Did you see what was banned in the end?
I want to say clash and something, but don't pick up on it.
All right, I think the clash is a good move though. I remember what happened in that first round on that top floor. Definitely don't want to see that happen again.
Yeah, and it's just kind of been locked out, right? Like in every single round so far, they have a goal of their own, but they never break past the first point. They always get step 1, let's get the vert, let's get the player here. Okay, we lost the player, now it's time for plan B. Basement, let's do the Munch plant. Munch is dead. Okay, plan B. That round, get 2 opening kills. That wasn't the plan B.
Yeah. Yeah, bit of a yikes round from SSG. They're 0-3 down at the moment on what we were talking about as being an attacker-sided map as well.
Yeah.
Norris is looking chill. This guy is like the Santa Claus of Rainbow Six Siege. He always has a few gifts for us, for our viewers. He's so much fun, and man, he's clearly such a good coach for these guys as well. Callout, quite the flip side. I mean, this is like the stern Giga Chat expression from him. He's like, look, I know that wasn't good enough. Time to talk some sense to the boys.
Yeah, of course. The saving grace for Space Station is that they have a very clearly defined system and a very shared belief in how you gotta approach the game. So once they can get real back on that same page, I think they'll be fine. The question is one tactical timeout enough? Because if SG don't win this upcoming round and they start 0-4, then we're talking about a mental boom situation where, okay, we tried ourselves, couldn't do it. Our coach tried to step in, that didn't work either. Who's gonna save us now?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, no tactical timeout, you're down 0-4.
Then it's Fultz time. The Fultz, you gotta lead the boys now. He's like the veteran in this roster, if anything.
I mean, even a 2-4 split here is not ideal for SSG. You want to be gunning for 3-3 on Nighthaven attacks. W7M have kept things very pacey. They know when to play aggressively. They know when to chill out. And it's funny because last round, W7M did lose 2 opening picks to, being caught with their pants down, being caught in awkward spots. SSG, they were putting question marks in the chat saying, what are you doing, W7M?
And then they lose.
And then they absolutely flop.
Of course, like, so ever since Ashen joined Space Station, it's always been a matter of the guy laughing, screaming, typing out in chat, and often they start losing the game afterwards.
He's the passion player, but it has its price.
And I think Reddit has 2 minds. Half of Reddit loves the guy. Other half is like, why is he talking on smack when he's won 0 tournaments, right? And it is one of those cases where he does it for the mental warfare. I get that. And it works against some players, not against WCM, not against Brazil. They don't give a damn.
No, not at all. The only time that you see Brazil get tilted is when they themselves start making the mistakes. They themselves start fighting between their players, but they're certainly not going to get tilted just because Ashen is question marking them in the chat. This round, though, over a minute has passed by, Pengu, and SSG, I mean, yeah, we got a little breach here, a little breach there. We got our Blackbeard on, we got that Clash Band out. We've got the Hibana band, by the way, triple hard breach.
Good point.
So the tin can openers have come into effect, and hello, in goes the Blackbeard, and in go the kills from SSG. They look to go deep, but it's a little bit of confusion there for Faults, and he falls. The back stab here from the Buck, but Dots finds the kill.
Oh,
Newers is also fallen. It's all up to Jane, I know. Half the round is all that's needed for W7M to clean house. SSG wanted to bring the pace, but they didn't realize they were dealing with the Raging Bull.
Bit of miscommunication and mistiming there. Next, again, good vision from Space Station. I saw what they wanted to do, but the person flanking Aqua Stairs with Newest Blackbeard and Cowell Rafters had a bit of a 1 or 2 second gap between them, couldn't get a 2v1 gunfight, and therefore both lost a 50-50 1 versus 1. Again, WCM so adaptable in Sura, knowing when to get aggressive, when to play the passive, establish those crossfires. And that was even with Space getting an uncontested opening pick, playing it 5 versus 4 because they cleared the Cowell Rafters first and then hit the side afterwards. Again, very small things that have massive consequences are stopping SSG from winning these rounds.
And now it's 4-0 in favor of the Brazilians, and SSG have just about nothing on their side so far. No tactical timeout remaining. How the hell do they get themselves back into this? This is a pretty dismal performance from SSG, and guess what their reward will be if they fall here to W7M?
Oh, no.
It's a date with Falcons in the lower bracket, having to defeat the reigning champions in order to keep their tournament alive.
In a best of 3, no less. You can't just one map cheese them in a best of 1.
No, you can't. At the moment, there's no cheese on the one map or in a BO1 or a BO3 for SSG. They can't even find one bloody round.
So let's set the tone that SSG are not going to win this. Right? Just talk about the consequences. If they start winning rounds and get comfortable on the server, they are now ready for a second match later. If they get demolished like they have been so far,
there's no coming back.
That's the worst case scenario, because you're going in maybe a 1-7 or 2-7, not having any really good rounds, and now you play Falcons best of 3. And all you have is like an hour and a half break, maybe 2-hour break, maybe at most, in between series.
Yeah, Jano is the top-rated player on the team. He's currently 1-4 as well. It's not a good look here for SSG as they get themselves back into it. Newers is upstairs. A lot of map control taken as we go to the control. Oh no, so this is basement bomb site. This is a very ambitious map take, looking to take the whole map control before they execute onto site. Quite the contrast to the Glaz site execute of last time.
So we're fishing a little bit now from SSG. I think that's fine. Again, last round was very slow, then it got very fast. And I think slow and steady is good here. With Ashen on HP, Benji gets the kill, Copy's destruction going out. And now we say, they're going slow, they're not gonna go fast. Now they gotta reset again, stabilize, C4 goes out, takes down yours while breaching the wall and Cowell Rafters. The Ram Boogie drones, I think 1 or 2 were spent. Or could have been a good pick, doesn't find the way of Faults.
Oh, hello!
Okay.
Good spread on the Loban though, and Volps is caught off guard. Palu still at large upstairs. He takes a bit of damage, but he deals it as well. Faults has to retreat and reload, but that gives Palu the time to make his way back downstairs. This is the basement bomb site, and almost all this action has gone down on that top floor. I think Palu is almost trapped as well now as Genino has opened an angle onto him. Faults is now going to target Dots. There's going to be a lot of info here. Can Palu bait this out?
They can't track Palu. They haven't red spotted him yet, so he's gone unnoticed in that corner. Dots down a mute jammer, stops his tracker as well. They're making the demos useless in this 2v2, which is perfect for W7M to not give any free intel to SSG.
The patience here from Palu could be rewarded, and they have found him now. They've spotted him, and they've got the Deimos track. Dots tries to come and support. J9O now has the call out from Faults on where the mute is upstairs. And SSG decides, okay, let's focus up on site. It's a 2v1. If we rush the Azami, we've got to worry about the retreat from Palu as he makes his way back to site. And so they change their mind again. They flip the switch and they look to hunt him down, but Palu's read it. And he decides, okay, well, I'm going to play my game. Let's play a shotgun battle on the staircase. He's holding it. He's got the shotgun, but he doesn't win the fight. It's a 2v1 for SSG. As they have no time, they need to hunt dots on the side. 5 seconds left as Fultz is forcing that plant down, but there's no util to speak of. He makes it a 1v1. Dots can clean house. W7M 5-0.
Both teams playing it so well in the 2v2. The Deimos mark comes out, Paolo falls away. They rush the bomb side, forcing a 2v1, but then they realize, now Paolo's flanking us again. Let's go back up the staircase, isolate him. Paolo's shotgun in hand. I thought he was gonna get a collateral because they're both so low from SSG. They rush the bomb site after taking down Paolo, but there's not enough time to get a stable, safe plant established.
A few taunts across the server as well.
Yeah.
I'm surely everyone back home would have heard that through our microphones as well. The Brazilians are yelling across the room at their opponents. 5-0, Pengu, on the defense of Nighthaven.
That's not what I expected.
I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but it feels like this game might already be written.
It feels like it. It feels like it's SSG falling flat, and I've said it a couple times now, but it is really, truly the small things right now that are defining the outcomes of these rounds. One bad decision, one bad gunfight. W7M, of course, again, they're playing incredibly well throughout this entire journey of these 5 rounds, but SSG could do more themselves to get them into a winning position. They've just been unable to. I want to see the side swap and see if SSG on the defense can change things up, but the issue is when you're down 0-5, and let's be honest, 0-6 isn't too far away in my predictions.
No.
Do they have enough leeway on side swap to make a comeback? It just seems so impossible.
You look back at the rounds that SSG has fumbled so far. It's been a Glaz execute where they look like they cooked up a good strat. It's a round where they're attacking the worst bomb site on the map in a 5 versus 3, and it's even a 2 versus 1 at the end round where they could have just taken down Holps and clutched up. SSG are on the ropes right now.
Oh boy.
Benji needs to win this fight. Out comes a shotgun. It's the perfect weapon for the engagement, but he loses. Oh, Palu is absolutely laughing. And Loban has got his kill too. It's now a 5v3 on the kitchen bomb site, this time in favor of the Brazilians.
And guess what? They're not going to throw it. We've seen the 5v3, but this time I think they're going to hold on strong and not give up any freebies. J9, he's droning on the Twitch, being like, guys, the hallway is clear. Great. If only had more players alive in the damn server. Bit of a horizontal take right now from Space Station. They're gonna fight the verticality, the bomb site, the crossfires. It's just gonna be tough here all the way through.
To think that this is the lower bracket kings of SSG, champions of NAL, against W7M, who weren't first, weren't second. They were down in 4th place, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, 4th place. They lost to NIP in
place. They even lost to NIP all the way down in SAL. They were not the kings. They were just the Dukes. They were in the fight, but never on top of it. SSG are meant to be the kings of NA. What do they got to show for it here at EWC? Ashen needs to find an entry, but he gets shot through the smoke by Palu. Is it going to be a flawless end to a flawless half for... But a kill means nothing when he's got 5 angry Brazilians hunting him down.
6-0.
It is 6-0 for W7M, and North America are yet to enter the server.
It's moments like these that make us go, NA, by the way, because they're not supposed to be like this.
Why are they called NA again? What does that stand for?
I think it's like near airport. Is that why? They're near the, yeah. Well, they might go there only a few hours from this point forward, because the problem is, the biggest issue is normally in lower bracket you're facing weaker competition, right? You might make a comeback.
Like maybe they were playing Weibo,
yeah,
right?
right. Enterprise, if they're lucky. No, Falcons are waiting for them.
Dude.
Like, and they're
the event's reigning champions and the runners-up of EML await SSG in the lower bracket for a best of 3. And I can tell you right now, Falcons will be laughing watching this match, knowing that in just a couple hours, they're going to be playing this, whatever you call this.
Double shield ban from Space Station. I'm not going to lie to you. By my account, by W7, they're not like a shield team. They're respecting it. They're banning it out. But now you got Dokkaebi open, you got Deimos, you got Grim, you got Capital, you got all the heart-breaching operators as well. Like, I feel like W7, they got a lot of scary tools right now just to kind of run over SSG, which has been what they did on defense as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very much so. And maybe the story will change a little bit with the coming of the side swap, but I don't
They gotta
have
just get some rounds.
a lot of confidence here for SSG. I mean, at this point, the game feels like it's pretty much been written, and at the moment, SSG are fighting, battling, just dragging their nails through the sand to try and find some confidence for their match later today against Falcons. Losing here is not the end of the world if they are able to win against Falcons, but they need a few rounds on the board. They haven't won a single round in an official match in Saudi Arabia this year. How about that?
Yeah. And individually, I mean, I don't really think scoreline matters because, like, you're down 0-6. Like, Force is even on 6-6 scoreline, but, like, half of those are exit frags.
Dude, you got 2 last round in the 1v5.
Exactly.
Who cares?
So the best you can do right now for Space Station, realistically, of course there's a comeback possible, but realistically speaking, get 1, 2, 3 rounds, get some kills, get the voice comms going, go back, have a hard conversation, and then you guys gotta meet Falcons with your head held high. That's the realistic situation that they're in right now. They gotta show us that they can get a couple of rounds off W7 to show us that they have something in them.
All right, W7M, a lot of hype behind you guys right now. After a flawless defensive half, what do you got cooking on the attack? We got the Blackbeard. How are you going to breach this wall? Are they going to breach this wall? Overcomes the ace. Loban starts deploying some of that, but
Look at this.
Dots has actually already jumped into electrical and taken a hell of a lot of damage, but found his kill regardless. It's a complete eruption here from W7M, but SSG are finding the kills. They are controlling the round. They have the advantage, but Benja is taking a hell of a lot. He does escape for a brief moment.
Oh, they know.
But SSG, you can see them shaking in their boots.
You want to set the pace, control them, shut them down. The time the
hello?
crash flying out of nowhere. Hello, they're all here. All 4 defenders forcing Paolo off the angle to make sure that everyone can get back to the bomb site safely. But Loban strikes on the backstep again.
It's a big kill for Loban. SSG forced to fall on back. They no longer have such a dominant advantage. It's a 3v3. And the bomb site is down in the basement, so they can retreat. But guess what, Dotas, he still has plenty of the Rams boogie drones left remaining to open up vertical.
They got time. I mean, half the round is still available, James.
3v3 with the amount of util W7M still have to play with. Not the end of the world for an attack.
Only winning thing here for SG, they got Clash available with the shield still intact, with no real soft destruction available for W7M. Foles has to be the hero right now. They have to play around him and make sure that he stays alive for as long as possible and doesn't have an oopsie on the staircase all by himself.
That said, W7M do have 1 EMP on Palu, and if SSG aren't careful, W7M may be able to isolate and take down that Clash.
Can they fish for a kill, get numbers advantage? That would be the easiest way forward, but Space Station doing a good job right now playing beneath the vert,
There's a play on the
shelter
Animus.
positions, but they don't know. So if they drop the hatch, that could be a problem. Double cancel, by the way.
Okay,
You're not
that's
going to
be
go down the
awkward.
hatch.
Yeah, there's no way to breach those with this amount of time left. Janino is in a great position. He knows those castle barricades protect him. He knows he's not going to be vulnerable to the vert in this position. With 25 seconds left, W7M have made their rotation. They spot the player. Loban, so deadly, so keen. A few little taps, and he jumps on through. The flashbang goes out. Almost the damage done, but Newers finds him. Dotas will trade. Where is the diffuser? It's picked up again, but Dotas is the last
7
one
seconds.
standing. It's a 1 versus 2, and he has to go hunting. He's worrying about faults on the Clash, but he's not going to be able to take him down. Almost gets the angle, but the first round on the board for the Americans is found. SSG need a hell of a lot more of those to bring any form of confidence into their match against Falcons if they are to lose this later today.
Solid thing from Benja. 1 round, guys. 1 round at a time. 1 by 1 by 1. 5 more times is what they would have to do. It wasn't the most convincing, but I will say they did play well together. Most notably, when it was that 4v4 and everyone showed up to escort the defenders back down the cargo stairs by Clash backstepping, beautiful. Because basically it's like, guys, we gotta get back to the bomb site. We can't fight the Romans any longer. And they all committed. Nobody was scared. That's a really good sign for Space Station. The only issue is, again, if W7 they have 1 clutch, or SSG they falter in 1 round, it doesn't matter how good they can play, because going flawless, not making any mistakes in 5 rounds straight,
yeah, it's a big ask.
very big ask.
Very tall order. So SSG finally have a little bit of confidence, as you said, Ben just saying, just 1 round. 1 round at a time.
One round,
guys.
one round.
That's all we need. W7M on the flip side, they're like, oh, well, that didn't work. We've got 5 more
They're
guys.
not gonna worry.
We don't
I mean,
really care.
the reason why they made that aggressive play in the first place is because why wouldn't you, right? Get this over with as fast as possible, get a small rest, and
Just
then
send
play
it.
again later.
Bit of a YOLO.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
The thing about Brazilians, Genie kind of said earlier, is that they're so adaptable because they play so many different styles of Siege.
Yeah.
I feel like this version of the roster is still relatively new, but they have shown us different adaptations already in United Labs.
Yeah.
The fast, the slow, the waiting for your enemy to make the right play, understanding when you gotta be the one to lash out, when you just gotta sit back and wait for them to happen.
You got a mix of the old and the new as well on this roster. I mean, Palu, obviously old guard in Brazil, old guard in Rainbow Six in general. Dots and Loben, the original core of this roster, very much like the new era. They played for Lowe's for quite some time. Volps as well, he's kind of a mix between the two, and he played for that old W7M roster, of course, before they became Furia, right? Before they entered their era of dominance.
Yeah. Had a short stint on Liquid, if I recall correctly.
That did not pan out well for him.
They did not, no. It was, what was it? Was it the good old meme with Laxing on Cloud9, plus Laxing, or minus Laxing, plus Laxing? When they kicked him, picked him back up, like back to back?
Yes.
Yeah. Loba didn't get picked back up on Liquid,
That actually happened by NIP. Wizard got kicked and then joined not long later. I was updating my database of all the players, and I was like, oh, Wizard's still on the database. Like, didn't he get kicked? And I looked at the roster, I was like, oh, but they picked it back up, so I guess I'll leave him on my database.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard, like scouting for new players and making a new team or getting like 1 or 2 people. It's a very tricky process, and I think fans love to be like, this is good, this is bad. A lot of things go into it, so yeah, you don't want to be in that position. Of course, kicking a long-term team is difficult emotionally as well because you have a tight bond. Everybody in the server, they've been playing together for quite some time now, for the majority of the squad. And even if not with each other, then against each other.
Oh,
is timing that staircase?
Timing, brother. Look down, Faults.
Oh,
the Blackbeard marching towards you. Dots almost finds a freebie. Out comes a nade, forces him back. There is a player outside. Player rounds the corner. Is also there to support as well. Faults is managed to successfully be escorted out, and Benj has found his kill. Loben trapped. Reloading. Caught off guard. Well played. Good start here for SSG.
Again, fighting back together. Wait, they're planting. Wait, hold up.
What?
Is planting? He's
Hold the phone for a second, because they don't care if your clash is active elsewhere. We've got a very surprising turn of events for W7M. The Blackbeard is right on aggressive in there. Dotas is trying to hunt him down with the sledgehammer as well, but Volps has fallen. Dots, I can't believe he got into a planned position. There's info though! Ashen comes back to take his head off. A 2v2 now. Recomposure for SSG, thanks to Ashen on the vert. And he looks for a drop. Janono has found Dotas. Palu with the Hibana shotgun in a 1 versus 2. No flashbangs to speak of. And he commits to the supernova here. Is he going to take the 1v1 with J9? No, the shotgun rings true. And now, does he bring out that shotgun? Does he bring out the bearing 9? Ticking away is the timer as he starts to force that plant down. Ashen tries to bait him.
He sticks it.
But Palu's going to stick him. Close range now at the bearing 9. 4 bullets remain. Shotgun comes out. What shell left? Is this the best that North America has to offer? W7M absolutely obliterate SSG in their opening game.
Paulo is so cold for that. Not the most common setup on the Hibana. Makes it work perfectly. Sticks the diffuser. Has 8 seconds. Says, you know what? I'm not going to get faked out. I'm going to take the gunfight after. I'm going to win it with confidence. Liquid leaving Nesk, finding some personal success, and of course strengthening an already good W7M roster. It's such a good fit on such a short notice.
Oh, and what a dominant match. Palu to clutch it in the 1v1 as well, with a single shot left in the supernova.
With a single shot left. Oh,
just a statement from W7M here for their first game at Rainbow Six Siege at the Esports World Cup. And SSG, I mean, 1 round. 1 is all they got.
Barely won. And they barely even had that as well.
You know,
I mean, this could have very well been a 7-0. It certainly felt like a 7-0.
Yeah.
It's just, there was a lot of expectations on the side of SSG. They were that first seed coming through from the NAL, and this you have to go back to the drawing board, but you don't have much time. But W7M, oh my gosh.
They showed there's levels to this game.
They really did.
Oh yeah.
Man. So much fire behind the W7M guys, and they will be absolutely reeling after such a dominant performance. On the flip side of that, we would have thought there'd be a little bit of fire underneath SSG's asses after that lower bracket run in the NAL. Here they turn up, and they don't turn up.
Yeah,
Whoa!